If I'm not saying it right, what the fuck would I be saying it for? I hit the dirt feet first, wading shit to my ankles. Your monogram, I wait for shifting the angles. Corner boys pump points, weight shifting the angle. Bet it all on the arm of a whore, dripping in bangles. I've been looking dusty lately. Phone and skin tone, so most rappers don't really trust me lately, unless they really pump bricks. I've been running through strips with one shift, brain flooded from dust strips. High as Ringo, forgot to use my signal. Now I'm in the back of the cop cruiser. Bingo, lemon in my lime got me looser with the lingo. Lady judge, I could beat the prosecutor strangled. You sweaty weasels half iffy. I told you that I'm right inside of acute shifting. Read between the lines, each thought will unwind. Clearly I'm my own worst enemy. I'm God-fearing. The devil spun me a rope. Trial by fire, nickels and gun smoke. The world is yours. With the cup and the blood oath, I took a sip, then blew out the love smoke. A black cloud formed up above. The thunder clapped in tune with snares and the drugs. I heard Pac scream, there's a heaven for a thug. Then it rained back down and cleansed off the blood. Y'all think I won't get nicer? Every 6 months I only rock one cipher. And I'm the livest author written. Have battle rap wiggers in the back looking timid. Fake rap gimmicks and scared to give that bitches. You do it to shine, and me, cause I'm that. You may see polo in my Macy's apparel. If you see no horse, I tell you it's crawling barrel. Arrows
I don't know where the beeps were.
I don't know where the beeps were either, but we're on.
The goddamn beeps disappeared.
There should have been a beep right over when you said wiggers. You
Yeah,
know what I'm talking about?
Listen, this is
He wasn't talking about you. Relax.
Yo, we all wiggers here, man.
volume 8 of Wiggers in an Attic.
With motherfucking the P. Diddy of Northeast Philly.
Listen, graffiti local legend, pool hall billionaire,
Yeah, the Tacony billionaire.
the billiard billionaire,
You know what I'm saying?
sneaker aficionado.
The cleaner from the arena.
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Fuck wrong with you, man?
The bull Barry. How do we say it? McAfee or McAfee?
Barry,
You got it right the first time,
the
McAfee.
Barry, the best beard in the business, McAfee.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Beard tutor.
Beard tutor.
Beard barber tutor.
I'll learn you something.
Yeah, I mean,
Tell you how to do it. Pepe Le Pew mustache style on him. You know what I'm saying?
this is it. The Tool Shed Volume 8. We are here for another episode, and we got some things going funny on the live. If you're watching on the live, it's because we're working out the kinks, but we won't dare miss a Monday.
No.
You know?
Never gonna happen.
Or a Friday. We might cut it short after 20 minutes on a Friday,
right?
but we're not going to miss it.
And that 20 minutes is gold.
It's golden 20
It
minutes.
is a golden 20 minutes. Everything we do is gold,
That's
baby
right.
dad.
Let's go. Friday or Monday.
I
All
would
gold.
be remiss to not start out this episode and say, if you're looking for a little more traction for the action
Yeah.
and a little more push for that tush,
Where you gotta go?
you got to go over to clapcleats.com,
And if I wanted 15% off,
you would use the code,
The promo code.
the promo code the gig,
That's us.
and you could get yourself a pair of clap cleats. Now, if you're wondering what clap cleats are,
Yes, I am.
it's
You don't
for
know about clap cleats?
No.
Oh,
Listen,
tell Barry about
well,
clap
here's
cleats.
the thing. I like to fuck in my Timberland boots, right? But it's not a good look always, right?
No. Depends on what you're wearing.
I like to use them because that's how I get traction for the thrashing, right?
Yeah.
But it's just not a good look because then you got to put your Timbs back on after you take your jeans off and things of the nature.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
So
That's
you
the
get a
whole thing.
pair of clap cleats, which is a sock with grip on the
I
bottom
love it.
so that you can get a little bit more thrust during the lust.
I can see the commercial right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
We
like,
are the
like
commercial.
Like a Charlie
Yeah,
Day.
this is the commercial. Yeah.
We are. It's the first. It's the first.
Yeah, it's our
official,
sponsor.
Yeah, it's our first official sponsor here at
That's our
the
sponsor.
Gig Presents Tool Shed and the gig itself.
So also big shout out to our boy Triple C, the Clap Cleats Chief Guy
Chief.
Yell. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
So we got a few things on the list. Do you want to? You got some? You know what? Let's do this. Let's start out and warm up our boy on the mic, Barry.
Okay.
Barry, what's what's your claim to fame? Let's go there.
Why
What's
are
your
you
claim?
here?
What would you say your claim to fame is?
I'm an infamous dickhead, and I think
Fair enough.
a lot of people notice of me, about me, I don't claim to be good or great at anything. I think I got a little bit of a drive.
Yeah, a lot of drive.
And I get my hands in a lot of things, and I just like to do things.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't think I'm great at any of it.
Listen, you're speaking my language here, right?
Jack of all trades.
Right, because
Sure.
this is my I think my whole characteristic
That's your wheelhouse?
is like, let's just hop in and figure it out. And then before this thing is figured out, let's hop into the next one and start figuring that out. You know, any angle that you can get it from, whether it be in the creative sense, like we're doing the podcast, we're coming from this angle, or in trying to get paper, like, you know, we got the moving thing, we got the construction company, we got one day, hopefully the podcast pays us, but
clapcleats.com. Go ahead.
You know, hop in and try and get busy with every angle. So the thing that I hit you maybe a few months ago, right? Because we don't talk very often, right? But we're from the same organization, the TWD organization.
They're white dudes.
Thorough white dudes across the land. We unite when we see each other.
Right.
And I said, you know, I see that you found a niche in this. Can we talk about this thing? Yeah. So you've been doing.
We can try to like withhold some names though.
We won't call it what it is.
Okay.
We won't call it what it is. So you have a internet raffle site, which I guess is that like a little bit of a gray area. Is that why we're withholding the name?
Yeah, because I mean it can be frowned upon for a couple different reasons. One, it's gambling,
right?
And you know, in a sense, even though the money pays for product that goes back out.
Yeah,
it's like a revolving door. But there's a lot of haters out there. People just don't like seeing you do things and making money, and they just want to shut you the fuck down.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it is. But like along with the haters come imitators, and so you know you start seeing them pop up everywhere.
Yeah.
And I take that for a grain of salt, whatever it is. I can't stop people from doing that. It's happened before with other things, and it's going to keep happening. But I got a goal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this isn't just about me making a quick buck, and for one, I used to like be involved in it where I was on the other side of it, playing it for sneakers.
Yeah.
So the appeal was there for me, but then I got on the other side of it, and now
the paper's more appealing.
Yeah, and I
you buy your own sneakers that way.
Yeah,
for sure, and that's what it is. But I have a family, live in a fucking row home. Wife drives a Kia. I want to get out of there. I want what you got. I want the driveway and the lawn out front. I don't got that.
Yeah.
I got concrete and a fucking gate. You know what I mean?
You gonna come over to Jersey? You coming over to the dark side?
We were looking at houses last week because our value's up on our little house.
Right. Everybody's is, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, maybe I should sell them and look across the river. Blah blah blah. There's some nice houses.
Where were you looking at?
I was looking at Pennsauken and Cinnaminson, but school district is a major thing for me.
Yeah, of course.
So Pennsauken, not so much. Cinnaminson, yeah, but the prices are a little different.
Well,
oh yeah.
So in Lindenwold, and we'll just breeze through this real quick because nobody really gives a shit about Jersey school districts. Right. In Lindenwold, we don't have a great school district, but we send her to Catholic school. So it's like that's a thought, you know, if you can get the right house in a neighborhood that has the wrong school district,
it's going to happen.
There's a Catholic school everywhere.
But my whole point of bringing that up is that there's the goals behind this. It's just to make fucking some extra money, and plus it feeds my addiction to fashion and sneakers and shit like that.
You are a fashionable dude.
I mean, in a sense, I'm not like the high fashion Louis Vuitton guy.
No.
I'm more of a
street
urban
fashion. Yeah,
you know, like
you're like the Tacony billionaire fashion.
Yeah, I'm like Northeast fucking flashy.
Yeah.
Nothing beyond that. I mean, them dudes are sweatpants and polo hats all day, and there's nothing wrong with that either. That just ain't me.
So let me ask you this, right? So way back, a young best kept, right? Before your hand style was fully developed, even, right? What was like that first outfit that you remember where you threw it on and you were like, oh, I'm going to kill him with this one? Do you remember one?
Yeah. All right. Frankfurt Avenue in Frankfurt used to have this, City Blue was the name of the store.
That was a classic store.
So they had like the cross colors and the Looney Tunes. Yeah, all that. And it was like dope.
Yeah.
So Chris Cross, I'm 42. Chris Cross was out then. And this was before this is when my grandma was buying my clothes though.
Yeah.
Hey, Grandma, let me go with some clothes for school. So like I had like this Georgetown Hoyas, like the Bulldog was like took over the whole sweatshirt.
Yeah.
It was like a 2X. I was like 110 pounds.
Yeah.
But that was my shit.
How old do you think you were at that point?
I was probably 12. I don't think I was a teenager yet.
I think, see, that was like that sounds like it was the Looney Tunes era, the Looney Tunes football team era, right?
Yeah.
Like before, actually, it may have run concurrent with Iceberg, but I was all the way out in the New Jersey suburbs, so Iceberg didn't hit me yet, right? But I did have the fresh-ass Dallas Cowboys sweatshirt with Taz and Bugs and Daffy decked out in Cowboys gear.
Play the boo sound effects.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
There you go.
I was young. I was in first grade.
I didn't know no better.
I didn't know. I didn't know what I was doing.
We all grew up, man.
Yeah,
Emmitt Smith was a beast.
It didn't matter back then.
Oh, he was. He definitely was.
Yeah.
Oh, Emmitt Smith was they had a great team.
Yeah.
But I was also 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah, you don't
I didn't
know.
understand, you know what I mean? And I guess my pops just didn't smack me around enough to learn me that you're supposed to be a Birds fan,
Yeah, Milk
kid.
Bone.
You know what I mean?
That is pop.
Nah.
No, Milk Bone's just a Cowboys fan.
Nah,
forever.
Milk loves the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And he goes hard for him too.
He
I
does.
respect
He
it.
really does.
He won't back down. He rides for
It's
his team.
crazy to like double down in that so hard that the dude's in his mid-40s, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah.
Milk
Yeah, he's gotta
Bone.
be.
And he's still that dude.
He's riding
because
hard for
like
him.
I was in the same boat as you were as a young kid. It was like Emmett, you know what I mean? The Cowboys were crushing it. You're just rocking the jersey or you're rocking the Looney Tunes joint.
Yeah.
It was just but it's almost like that like fuck you type shit. It was like, the best.
It's
you know
a
what I'm
troll.
saying?
It's a troll maneuver.
And then you went to Green Bay Packers, and so did I.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? It was that same thing. It was like, fuck you.
I was
you
a
know
big
what I mean?
Desmond Howard fan. Yeah, we discussed this actually a few episodes back. I
Right.
remember that. So 12, you get into fashion, right?
Something like that. Yeah.
What you're from Frankfurt?
I'm from like Bridge and Tarsdale, which is like borderline. Some might call it Frankfurt, some might not. But it's like I went to the Frankfurt High School. You know, I hung out in the Frankfurt area, but then we moved a little bit further up northeast, like Moss, Banner, and Tarsdale area.
Right.
So,
Grew up with mom and pop?
Nah, I was raised by my grandparents.
Okay.
And my dad. My dad was around too. He was just working a lot, shit like that.
Okay.
Mom wasn't in the picture.
Well, if pop's working, then grandma got to step up and
she was everything.
handle the scandal.
Yeah.
All
She had
right.
to buy that big Georgetown sweatshirt.
She had
shit,
to.
You know what I'm saying?
I had the Tasmanian devil little charm on my little rope necklace too.
Oh, that's fresh.
That was a Christmas gift.
I never got a chain because my mom said it was too guinea.
Yeah. I
My
had the
my
Cuban
Italian
link. That was it.
my Italian mother wouldn't let me do the super guinea shit. Like I
Like
had
the
this.
horn.
Yeah. I had
Yeah,
to. She wouldn't. I couldn't even get a Jesus, like a crucifix. And I couldn't pierce my ears, so I had to sneak pierce my ears at 12 by myself with a safety pin.
Yep.
But then
Never
I
did it.
also took it. I got a little carried away and pierced my nipple.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's real drawn.
Start out young.
Yeah. So then,
Damn.
somehow, somebody saw it in the gym locker room. Like I guess one of my gym teachers was peeping my physique or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And and passed.
Did you go to a Catholic school too?
No. And passed word along to my principal, Mr. Barnes. And Mr. Barnes pulled me to the side in the hallway. He said, "Hey, Cove," because Mr. Barnes was like the cool principal, right? He's like,
Right.
"Cove, what's going on under that shirt?" I'm like, "Oh, you want to see it?"
The abs.
Right? And so I show him my nipple piercing, and he's like, "What?"
That looks infected.
He's like, "What if I call Mrs. Cove and tell her you did that?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know."
She did
Find
it for
out.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
it was her safety pin.
Yeah. The gold Eagles helmet chain on John's app back in the day. He had
Yeah.
the gold
I
Eagles
sold
helmet
one.
chain.
I did a flea market on Saturday. I sold one. A Michael Anthony or whatever the fuck, Mark Anthony Jewelers or whatever. I sold one for $10. It was probably worth $80. I was just done trying to sell shit on eBay.
Oh, you're flea marketing now?
I have to get rid of shit because I want to move
Yeah.
in like the next year, so I just got to get rid of shit.
Just
I
start clearing shit out.
left probably $60 worth of merchandise. I didn't want to box it up. I was just like, somebody will take this shit.
Perfect.
I
Yeah.
did that shit one time, flea market shit. I packed up, like I prepared. I was laid off, like broke. So I packed up like my PlayStation, all the video games, all that shit. And I get there at like 5 a.m. Yo, the other vendors bought me out, and I had like a table with nothing in my car parked there and couldn't leave till like fucking 4. I was sitting there the whole day because my car.
Where'd you go, Palmyra?
Oh, like your
Yeah.
car was blocked in.
Yeah, they're like, you can't leave. I had like fucking some doilies and fucking some other dumb shit.
Yeah, you just hanging out.
Just yeah.
How much did you
Terrible.
bank off your flea market?
It was a really
hustle?
low day. So after the $20 table rent, I made like $80. But I off some shit.
All right, but you did it chilling.
I did it chilling, but it wasn't so chilling because my daughter was with me. Who was a soldier because she's like that. Because if anybody's a child in that relationship, it's me.
It's you, yeah.
Calm down. And but she was really good. Like I was getting from all the other vendors that were there, were like, your kid's the shit. And I'm just, that always feels good. So
yeah. It's tough to.
But she was also.
What are they saying to her? Your dad's a dick.
Yeah, pretty much. No, she wasn't paying any mind, but she had her own table, so she wasn't interacting with people so much. But the shit that she sold,
what
that was hers, she
hustling?
put the money, just old toys and some clothes and shoes and shit.
I like that.
I like that too.
She made a couple dollars. I gave her I had like these crazy McDonald's toys that are worth. I mean, I used to sell them on eBay, but eBay fucked the algorithm up like 5-6 years ago to if you're not promoting your shit, if you're not spending extra money to promote your shit on eBay, it just don't sell.
Yeah.
So at a certain point in that change up, I'd stop selling everything. So I had to pull everything off of eBay. And then I was like, what do I got to do? Now I went through 17 different phones since then. So I didn't have access to all those pictures. If I was smart, I would have screenshotted everything off of eBay and then just reposted it on OfferUp or Mercari or whatever the fuck. But I didn't.
But in classic biz fashion,
I didn't think anything through.
Yeah.
Just overthought it afterwards.
Yeah.
But yeah, so whatever. We were selling some crazy shit. I almost sold a Bobby's World that's worth like $80 on eBay for $1. You know what I mean? And then once I realized, I was like, I should probably sell it. I sold it for $5. You know what I mean? But I didn't off it. I still got it, and a bunch of other dumb shit.
Yeah. All right. So being I'm glad you got us. This is the side hustle show today, right?
Yeah.
We're all gentlemen with side hustles.
Yeah, I used to kill it.
I don't know why you roll your eyes at me. I got nothing but side hustles. I don't have a main hustle right now.
Have you been side hustling?
Here and there.
The side hustle that I know is that you are a trivia MC. What else do you got?
Oh, I'm doing that coming up too.
Are you?
I'm doing it on the 22nd. I'm not even sure where, but somewhere in Doylestown, PA. I'm actually there. It's like a Quizzo thing, right? That my buddy Righteous runs, and he's fucking killer at it, like probably the best I've ever seen, and I just happen to know the guy.
Is it legit Quizzo? Like
I'm not sure if it's legit Quizzo.
I
don't know. I honestly don't know. I just know that he does the trivia thing, and he does bars, and he does like really fucking. He's just a really charismatic dude. But he has me doing a section of it for a half hour where it's Disney movies, and I have to freestyle the Disney movie without saying the name of the movie, and that's the guess.
And then they got to figure out what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're like a special.
I'm a special guest. Yeah.
Giver.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
It's a special clue giver.
Yeah. I'm a special clue giver.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't have anything prepped for it. I know my Disney movies because I watch them all, and I'm a big.
You're best when you're not prepped.
Yeah. Yep.
You're off the cuff biz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No cuffs.
What's your side hustle, Pay?
Nothing exciting. Don't worry.
What do you got?
Fair enough.
What do you got going
He's
on,
a
Pay?
I got nothing going on.
Growing
I'm raising my son.
There it is. How much that paying? They're paying well, or?
Well, apparently it pays
life
pretty well
experience?
based on the sneakers I keep buying.
Oh, okay.
Got the fresh pair of Sakai's coming in the mail.
Yeah.
I like it. Speaking of sneaks,
All right, and
let me tell you this, right? And I'm glad we got, sneaker aficionado in the house to discuss this topic with me, because I'm interested. Like, you're a guy who is very familiar with, like, what's the hot shit in the sneaker culture.
I have to be.
Yeah, no.
Right.
And I'm not so, like, I am, like, on the the periscope. I'm on the periscope of the sneaker
just
culture.
looking up and out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll catch, like, like, I know some shit drops, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is like a popping thing that's about to drop. But for the most part, I don't pay all that much attention to the hype shit, right?
Right.
But this dad sneak shit, I think it's gone too far, right?
What the fuck?
Listen,
Why?
I'm going to tell you.
This is one of those things, and you can go ahead with what you're going to say, but this is one of those things that started out ironic, and it just hung around for so long that it became just the thing. Like, it was originally just make fun of everybody who wears the Monarch 4s and the whatchamacallit, and the other, the New Balance, all the chunky shoes, and it just kept getting to a thing to where finally, like, the dads owned it, and then once they started owning it, they were fucked. And then, like, Balenciaga and Kanye just started pushing big giant boat shoes.
Well, the first thing
I love a skinny Russian John in Somerton with some
with
big
a
ass
big
Balenciaga on it.
My man loves a
God
clodhopper.
Damn, that bitch never smiles. I love her. You know what I'm saying?
And she smells like Popov vodka on a Saturday afternoon.
God, I love these skinny bitches with their big dumb ass feet, man.
Here's the thing. Look, let me get this, and Bear, I know you're chomping at the bit to drop your 2 cents here.
Yeah.
So you're right. Here's what happened. Like Pei is saying, right? It was like this thing that slowly got built up. The problem is that unbeknownst to even some of us, the whole thing has come full circle. Because I was at the liquor store the other day, right?
Right.
Kid hops out, young kid, early 20s probably, fresh line in his hair. He's, fresh from the feet down, or from the head down. He hops out his Jeep Cherokee with the wheels on it. I'm like, okay, I see you, kid. Hops out, and dead serious, had a crisp pair of Monarchs on. Like, that was a real thing to do. And I think that these kids are now, like, some of them are really trying to, like, they're like, oh, we're going to do the dad sneak thing? Like, I'm going to put on some Air Monarchs. And it's completely unacceptable. It's such a whack sneaker that it shouldn't be worn unless you're mowing the lawn. Unless you're 45 plus and mowing the lawn.
Oh, so I'm good then. All right.
Yeah, that's all my dad and Jen's dad would wear.
Yeah.
It would be the new, I can't even think of the new, about 800s or whatever the fuck they are, and the Monarchs. I got a pair for Father's Day and wore them as a joke.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
But this is the thing
They're
about
so comfortable.
they really are. They're like clouds hugging your feet. It's fucking weird.
As much as they're not pretty, there's a reason
not.
that so many people are wearing them.
But the other, as far as like the Yeezys and all that other shit like that, this is the thing about what's trending. It's all about what celebrity is pushing things. So Travis Scott made things huge again. Kanye West made things big again too. I don't. The kids these days aren't looking at it like dad shoes. I don't think.
Nah.
They're just looking at like, oh, that's what he's wearing.
Yeah,
I want to wear that too. But a lot of the market value on that and the hype on that has died. Nike and Jordan will always be the king.
Yeah.
And those classic colorways and models like Air Jordan 1, etc. They're always reign. They're the hype ones.
Because they're always going to have the nostalgia with them.
Yeah, that too. But I like dad's type sneakers, like Triax Structures back in the day. They're just Air Max Tailwinds. They're just like obscure sneakers. And I just like that shit. So like they could be considered dad.
Yeah, but you're going like, see, you're doing it the way that you should do it, I think, is that if you're going to do like because I think that's how it started. Like, I'm going to wear an obscure daddish sneaker that nobody wants, right?
Yeah.
And so now you're like sifting through shit to find these sneakers that are hot because you have an eye for what's dope, right? And you're finding something that's obscure that nobody's really, that costs $60 on GOAT because nobody really has picked up on how hot it is.
Yeah.
I think for me, right, once, like, the dad sneak thing is cool, but if you're actually a dad, it's like not. It's like not like I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna play the role.
You're gonna purposely avoid it just because it's got a stigma now.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
Jordans are an asset. Yeah, Jordan. There's a lot of sneaks, I guess, that could be considered fucking assets that are gonna. That's why I got these Huarache Johns, because I'm hoping. But also I wear them, so I'll probably never resell them.
Right. Very comfortable, man.
I love a good Huarache.
Where would you like, no matter what it is, where would you like? If it's fucking ugly, whatever. If you like it, where people get shit on for mids, they get Jordan mids. They're quarter inch. Who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck.
I think this whole conversation's PTG. If I'm being honest with you, as a non-sneaker part-time gay,
okay,
it's just like the vanity that's all taking place on men's. Like, your comment is what made me think of it, where it's just like, where was comfortable, because that's what a man would say about sneakers. Yeah. But like, to sit there and be like, this shit's lame and this shit's lame. Like, to me, if I'm thinking about somebody wearing an Air Monarch, it's someone, like, not to call myself a hipster, but it's someone in like my circle, right?
Yeah.
That would wear them ironically.
Yeah.
To be like, and that's a little gay too. Like,
or not even give a fuck, really, just like
or just like, these are shoes, or just wear them because they're comfortable, you know. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm intrigued. People like you, people like Spec, people that I see out there, even Cove got a large collection. Screw. Dudes are crazy with the sneakers, and I'm like, oh, that's a good look. And as I grow and change a little bit, I start thinking, like, there is something to be said about it, right? I even think about, like, these dudes that are like total nerd and cornballs, but they're covered in tattoos, so they're getting play on the daily. You know what I'm saying? Where someone like me, you know what I mean, maybe not so much. It's the same kind of thing. It's like, perspective is reality, or perception is reality. So when people see a girl or even other dude, it's the same thing. If a bitch is going after a dude, the dude automatically likes the dude. It's the same. It's back and forth.
Bitches
so, like,
don't give a fuck.
No, but what I'm saying is, if if you wearing some ill kicks and everyone in this room's like, damn, Barry's kicks, the bitch over there gonna be like, Barry's all
Barry
right.
got the kicks.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think it works both ways.
Sure. I mean, I can't become these. I can't throw kicks on a grow personality. This shit just don't happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I could,
Yeah, you could have the flyest kicks in the world and be a
it
duck
doesn't
for
mean
sure.
shit. But I will say this, man. It's like, as far as like fashion and all that shit goes, people, and we talked about this a little bit. I think like last week we were just on the phone bullshit about coming here. I can be perceived as like gayish with the shit that I do.
I don't think a lot of people see it that way.
I have this ability that I can 360 see myself the way people see it.
Yeah.
The veil of delusion has fell a long time ago. And I see it when I see it in other people. So when I'm like, then I can relate to it.
Yeah.
The selfies.
I get that. Yep.
The selfies. But I try to explain to Sean is that there's a reason that I do it. Because, now listen, don't get it wrong. I have a passion for fashion. Oh my God, that sounded so fun.
Hey.
Yeah.
Do we have a?
I have.
I don't have a hey button. We should get one of those.
Next week we'll have a passion for fashion.
But there's a passion there for sneakers and fashion related things, and it's always been, and I can't change that in me. I match. I can't help it. I just how I am.
Yeah. Since 12.
He's a good man, actually.
Right.
I try to be. But since forever. And like, so what the selfies are, it's a marketing tool. It's a branding thing. It's for me. I built a relationship with people over years of doing this, right? And I genuinely love sneakers and shit like that. But who am I to say I can't make an income off it?
Yeah.
People don't understand. Like, they would always say, like, damn, you spent a lot of money on sneakers. No, you don't get it.
Yeah, I see the money being made. I see all that.
I'm not here to talk about that. They'll be like braggadocious.
Keep it down.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying in general, I see a lot of people benefiting off
it's an
of this
industry.
culture.
It's a huge industry.
Yeah,
for
Absolutely.
sure.
And it's changed because there's true OG sneakerheads that hate it the way things are now. But I can't, I got to participate in it. I can't see no other way. You know what I mean? But the selfies and all that shit like that, I sure they're cringeworthy, whatever. But it's a marketing tool, and it just puts the fits and the shit out there. I can't be selling shit if I'm not wearing the shit. I can't be pushing it if I'm not representing
motherfuckers,
it. You know what I mean?
Because of your online presence, whether it be selfies or whatever, people know that you're a sneakerhead. And let's say if I wanted like some wild exclusive pair of sneaks, like I saw, if I saw a pair of Gel Light 3s that I fucking loved and I needed them, there would be like probably two guys I'd call.
Tape.
Screw
Right.
and Best Kept. And I'd be like, yo, you guys know I got the paper for
And I
it.
can find
Can
them
you
for
get
you
your
too.
hands on them?
Sure, yeah.
It's a marketing tool,
I'm
and
used to that,
it's shown as such.
I just wanted to touch on that real quick.
I love it. Some bitches got their priorities all fucked up. At the same time that I was at the liquor store and saw this guy in Monarch 3s, right? There was a big girl. Real big girl, right?
Yeah.
She was wearing a see-through top.
Yeah.
Full see-through, like, fishnet top, right? Way too big for it.
Yeah.
But also had on, like, the super wild, long, fake eyelashes.
Yeah, of course.
But here's where she had
don't want you to look at her body too long.
Listen, here's where she had her priorities
choice.
wild fucked up. Because her sideburns were longer than her lashes.
There it is.
You
little
know?
Ashanti going
Like
on.
what she should have did is took a couple of them sideburn hairs and
Put 'em up
sewed
top.
them into the fucking eyelashes. She would have saved bread
Yeah.
and got it natural. Because
And them Jones would have been, for real.
the fake eyebrows can't be from a natural
Eyelashes. No one's.
living creature.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they got to be some
Well,
kind
they could
of...
be horsehair eyelashes, no?
Nah, not the
Oh
way
no,
they stand out.
no, them bitches buying that shit from Five Below. Them shit's all
Yeah.
falling off and shit.
That's
They're
what I'm saying.
synthetic.
Yeah.
So she would have just took a couple
Nobody
of
likes that shit, right? Yo, can we take a fuck
No,
right?
women
Hey,
like
you
it.
like
That's
that?
the
What's
thing.
that? I'm sorry. What was the question?
The question is, when you see it, I know you've been a faithfully married man.
Sure.
Take yourself out
I
of that
shop.
for a little bit,
Go ahead.
right? Okay. So, a woman with fake eyelashes.
Right.
When you're with
How you feel
strippers,
about
things
it?
happen.
To a point, I like it, but like it can certainly, like anything else, it can get out of hand.
But what's the point that you like
Well,
it?
if when you open your fucking eyes, your eyelashes touch your eyebrows, you fucking overdone
And
it.
leave them
but,
little
but
dots.
a little bit, but a little bit, just for glam
I've
reasons,
never liked
it
that
doesn't
shit
look that
on
bad.
I'm
any
not-
bit,
I'm
unless
not with
unless
it.
maybe I can't tell. Like
Right.
if a woman
Maybe you
has it
didn't
and I
realize.
can't tell,
Yeah.
and that would be more to what you're talking about.
Especially on lighter haired women. Or red hair, blonde hair,
There you
because
go.
like they don't have lashes.
They don't have
on.
them.
They put a little bit
They
on
don't
there.
have them. The first
Right.
time I dated this girl, she was a natural redhead, beautiful girl, hair down to her ears. I had to iron it. It was naturally curly. I woke up with her.
You ironed her hair for her?
Yeah. Well, this was later on.
He's a good man, actually.
Get yourself a best
This
kept,
was
ladies.
after she was wifey. Throw the towel down.
No, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
whatever.
I've shampooed my wife's hair.
I was whooped, but yo, she woke up one day, washed her fucking face, and I was like, "What the fuck
What happened to your eyes?
Yo, it was her eyelashes were transparent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get it. Maybe not the extensions and all that.
Right.
But they're supposed to do something to accentuate your eyes. Or
Yeah. Now here's what I think. Right. I don't particularly like them, but I also don't particularly like my wife doesn't wear no makeup. She doesn't do anything. Like she's beautiful naturally, right?
Yeah.
Just as she is.
That's
So,
what I want.
but when I'm watching cartoons, you know what I mean? I like to see a cartoon be a cartoon. So when I'm on Instagram and I'm looking at fucking these wild cartoon figures of these, these Dominican broads who are coming from wherever they're coming from,
Hooers.
right?
The
I like
Dominican
this-
Republic.
Yeah. I'm not against just looking at everything be fully
Right.
fake
Yeah, but
ass,
it's
fake
also-
tits,
it's
fake
It's also
eyelash.
all
It's all part of
airbrushed.
the.
It's
yeah.
not real at all.
No,
But
and I don't.
we're talking about thumbnails here. We're
Yeah,
not
but
talking
that's-
about real human beings.
That's a trend now.
Yeah, but
They're
okay.
going and
But in
getting
real
lips
life,
injected, everything.
bro,
Like
but
normal
in
girls.
but on a picture
No,
that's
in
edited,
real life with a wife and a girlfriend, you
Fuck
don't
that.
want all the bullshit.
Stop. I'm saying in real life, that same cartoon character
Probably looks nothing like that.
exactly, because you can see through all that fake bullshit. You can see where her fucking cover up meets her neckline, and you can see all the dumb shit, and you can see how it don't look
Dude,
natural and it don't bounce right.
Social media is responsible for
And pornography.
Every trend now. Every girl wants to look like every girl on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's all just they just wear
It's unhealthy like a motherfucker.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
It
Because
is.
it's not realistic. Because if you look at Instagram and see the broads that you see, and then you go out into the world, there's no bitches that look like that.
Even
because,
the
like you're
bitches
saying-
don't look like that. Even them bitches.
Right.
Right.
Don't
Exactly.
look like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why what we're really looking for is a slender Russian John in Somerton with
big
with a
ass
size
with a big
11
foot.
hanging out. Talking
men
about
size 11 or
men
women?
size 11 hanging out in a blanket,
Yeah,
5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, God bless.
I got
When
a
you're with
dick. I'm
strippers,
putting my
things
finger right
happen.
between your toes and finger. My dick basically a finger.
Listen,
All right.
man. Eddie Long, what's up, bro?
Eddie Long in the building with the best call in of the tool shed history.
Eddie Long is in the chat. So is Randall Quinn. And I started saying it weird, so I had to just keep going.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
go.
Yo,
I had to run
like
with
it's
it.
a
I
thing.
love that you guys could call. I mean, I don't. Nobody's calling in. Nobody
Not
cares about
today.
me. But I'm also surprised that you guys invited me because I'm kind of like, who the. Nobody fucking.
You were the number 1 draft pick of
You're
Sean
the
Cove.
Fucking OG TWD from the NE, bro.
I said it.
And I love that because so many people just don't like me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm gonna bring their fucking ratings down.
Look
like,
who you're in here with.
Yeah,
Barry.
I considered that.
I'm King Heat.
I thought that I was being brought in to be set up.
Yeah, no,
He had to call you.
I
He had to
did.
check with you immediately.
I was like,
Yeah.
I was like, for what? Is it you like busy? Or you hit? No,
Like,
you
I'm gonna
hit me up first.
blindside you.
I'm like, for what? What you want me
What
to
the
come in?
fuck can I
What you want-
blindside you
wanna
about,
talk
Barry?
The whole
shit?
candy camera setup.
You want to talk shit? Like, what you
I got
wanna do?
nothing to talk shit about.
You ever seen that? You ever
I
seen
had
that?
one thing
fucking-
I deleted.
That's because
it,
Biz
he
is
brought
like
me a cheesesteak.
confrontational, and I'm agitated easily, and it's just fucking sparks.
Oh, can I talk about something? Remember when you used to do the open mic at the arena?
And who'd I choke?
No, I don't know,
Oh.
probably. But I remember one time we were doing open mic. You were doing not at the arena, at the billiards, at the
Yeah.
at the other side. Remember you
Yeah.
did like an open mic there
Yeah,
for a
I
couple of
remember
months.
that, yeah.
And I was on stage and I was cold grilling you about how you have absolutely no chin.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
And then Mike
Mike
Voss
said it. That's who I choked.
Did you choke him?
Yeah, I went on stage and fucking mugged him right in his face.
Yeah, why?
Because who the fuck is he?
Yeah, because I was allowed though,
Yeah,
right?
because I know you
I love
and
that
I fuck
shit.
with
I just
you,
figured out why
but he
Biz
didn't
wanted to
know
bring
me-
Barry on.
Yeah.
But he didn't know me for
Mutual
shit.
hatred.
Yeah.
This was like his second time.
He
in
just
the-
jumped on because
and he was
I
just like,
did-
"Oh, Biz is making fun of this guy. Let me make fun of this guy." And I was like, "Ah."
All right.
I didn't even remember that you choked him.
Listen,
That's
check-
great.
No, I mugged him. I didn't choke.
Yeah, whatever. That's great though. I just remember you had a problem. I just
like
remember
Mike, though.
feeling good
I like
about
Mike. He's a
the
good
fact
dude.
that I got away with
He's
murder.
world famous now. I don't know if you guys saw, but he's modeling
it's
on Fox
it's
29
Fashion Week,
News.
yeah.
he's
Was
stopped
he
it.
modeling on Fox News?
Yeah,
yeah.
He also had a post the other day about being the best lyricist in Philly, which I think he might be.
He stopped the crew cuts and let his hair grow out, and all of a sudden he's a new man.
He's Conan
New man.
O'Brien.
I love it.
Late night with
Oh,
Conan.
I missed the. Come on, my sound effects aren't.
Oh,
working.
look, Mike
Good
Voss
man,
came in
Shout
there.
out the Voss.
Damn.
Mike
my
Voss
sound
was in
effects
there.
Let me
He said you got on stage
Oh,
and yelled at me.
there
That
he
was
is.
it.
Yeah.
Bulls in the building.
He said you didn't mush him.
He summoned
mushed him.
Listen,
He
we,
told you mushed him, boss.
I don't know. Listen,
And that's okay.
here's the thing. We got Fashion Week royalty
Yeah.
in the
And
chat
we're
right
talking
now.
about
Big
nonstop.
shout out to the Bull VO Double. Thanks for stopping through,
Yeah,
player.
I was
we
a big
appreciate
supporter.
it.
I watched that fucking BET every time he was on that motherfucker.
Oh, me too.
You know what I mean?
I was there when he
Root for
announced
the
he
whole
was
thing.
going to be
phenomenal
on. I
run.
rode
Yes,
with him
it
to that
was.
show.
That was a phenomenal
He
run.
probably hates that still.
I'm sure he does.
But like that was big.
It was a huge stepping stone for
Yeah,
him,
it was.
regardless.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if you like,
And it was phenomenal because
do.
listen, because we know that like the regular looking suburban white dude versus whoever battle thing happens, right? Like Roan or whoever. Name suburban looking white dude, but it hadn't happened on 106 and Park
No.
up to that point. He was like the dude who brought that to 106 and Park.
And as
was
much
like,
as Voss might hate something like that, like, dude, people,
It was
like, I
huge for
envied him. I envied that position that he had, and he might look back at it like, whatever. Don't call me 106 and Park Voss. You know what I'm saying? But that's a huge stepping stone. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
For
And it made his worth more because of that shit.
and he's super excited now because we just spent 5 minutes talking about him on a podcast.
Yeah, but he's the best
Yo.
lyricist in Philly. Everyone's doing that.
That's what he says.
Yep.
So we got somebody in the chat said talk about the pool hall shows. So let me ask you this: how many pool hall shows do you think you did?
Probably 400,000. Probably
lot.
over
That's a lot.
400,000.
One every week for I don't know, mate.
Roughly
It couldn't have been that many, right?
50.
No,
I think under that, really.
No, I'm thinking it's probably 50 to 60 shows, but maybe because somewhere at the arena you did some of Alfie's, you
Yeah.
were doing
We're counting
other
any
shit.
show in the
Okay,
Northeast.
best kept as a whole probably did about like 60, probably something like that.
All right, so let me ask you this: out of those 60, which one stands out the most, either as your favorite or like the wildest shit happened at it that you just can't ignore?
I know mine. Go ahead.
One of my favorites probably was the first one.
Okay.
Because nobody expected it to be like that.
Yeah.
I didn't. I had to lie my way to get in the front door. I had to take the owners of the pool hall to one of these little hip hop shows in the basement, and they were like, "Oh, you can bring 100 people here?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I could do that. I'll get all these people to come." Never did a show in my life.
Yeah.
All I did was know people.
This is
Yeah.
how it's done.
This is how.
Yeah. Here's unlocking your
Yeah.
key to success.
So I booked it, and I booked Capo, who was a neighborhood celebrity.
Yeah,
Right.
he was a
Right.
Northeast superstar.
He and Dope Nixon and like Burke the Jerk helped me out. He was crucial. Like him. And,
Was I on this?
Nah, I don't think so. It was Burke. It was Volpe. It was Bill Brown from like AC. Relatively unknown dudes, but every one of these people,
Had to follow.
it was their first fucking show,
Yeah.
and they brought 50 people each.
Yeah.
Capo had the whole neighborhood plus some in South Philly. I shit you not, it was a 500-person show.
And Burke brought all of
Yeah.
fucking Ninth and Wolf.
Yo, but like the dudes, I didn't know how to handle that. 500 people came the first show ever.
Yeah.
My head blew up. I fucking was like, oh, we're gonna fucking run this shit. We're gonna run one every fucking time. I had shows. I booked Ari the Rugged Man. There was like 20 people there. I put ads in the newspaper.
Yeah.
I like, you know what I mean? I was promoting the shit out of thousands of flyers I had flown in.
And it was a
It
dud.
was a dub, but it was one of my favorites. That was another one of my favorites, just because it was him. And
Yeah.
he got on that stage and he fucking rocked it, took his shirt off, got in his crowd, rubbed his face in the girl's titties. I got on stage with him, put his arm around me, sweating like a motherfucking shoulder hair. I loved it.
Yeah.
And I didn't care. There was like 20 people there.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
lost money, but so what?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you were
It was
having
fun.
fun.
You got
but
the story.
But the PD Crack show was crazy.
Yeah,
too.
that was one of my favorite
Oh, I
shows.
bet a
Up to that
PD
point,
show
that
was
my
wild.
favorite show.
Here we go.
That
Yeah,
was
you know,
crazy.
I'm a big P. I like Petey.
Yeah,
I
that
like
was
Pete.
I probably since that show because it was like you booked me on a few shows that I played at Tacony or Alfie's or Arena or whatever that were with bigger name artists. But up to that point, had I never played a show with someone that I listened to on the regular, like fucking PD Crack. Like PD Crack was like my whole shit.
Yeah,
It was
Petey's
like,
the bull.
He's the bull, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like third build from Petey. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
you
I
were
was
feeling
right
that.
there. Well, I don't even know if I was like that on the flyer, but that's where I played in the set. You know what I mean?
No,
I
you
was
were
like
up there.
super hype. Yeah, that was a really great show. I was thinking the show that stands out to me the most is the Tame One show.
Oh.
The show that Shed Jam helped
Yeah.
facilitate whatever the hell it was. But Tame One, Jersey legend, one of my favorite follows on the book. He's one of the few people that you follow on the book. You know what I mean? And purely the book. But Tame One was in there just looking for heroin and acid and meth openly and loudly.
Like right on stage.
Asking everybody, bro.
I relapsed with him that night. It was years.
I think you've told me this before.
If you're gonna relapse with anybody,
I relapsed with Tame-One.
Might as well be Tame-One.
Would you take him down to fucking front in Somerset?
Nah, he found it himself, man.
Yeah.
And he came back with it. And I'm like, he told me about it. I'm like, a little bumper. You know what I mean? It wasn't up major, but it definitely set the ball rolling.
Yeah.
It was a wrap after that.
Yeah, so even more so now, one of my favorite shows.
Even more so that I found out it ruined your life.
Yeah, I mean, we're here now, so no, it was a good time.
No, that was a great one.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. So I am. It breaks my heart that I came into the hip hop scene post Pool Hall.
Yeah.
Because even
Pool Hall
like,
was legendary for me.
Screw missed that too.
Which is crazy.
A lot of cats did.
Because probably at the time that your first show was happening, that's probably when I stumbled across Capo, like online, and I was like, who the fuck is this dude? Like, like I was like, oh shit, this white dude who does drugs and jail time, and he's from fucking Philly is rapping. Like, I've liked this guy. You know what I mean?
Seems familiar.
Yeah, I know this story.
Yeah, that was a really cool time in my life because I was dumb young. I mean, I was probably pre-21 most of those shows, if not 18.
What was that chat room we were all in? The fucking that Justin 215 used to have.
Oh, 215hiphop.com.
That's it.
215hiphop.com made me who I am. Yeah. Not that I'm anyone anymore, but not to say that I'm not. I'm just saying that.
Nah, you came in kicking the door in there.
Yeah,
for sure.
And it changed. And like I remember the time me, Sev One, and Miles shot a video on his little handy cam for shooting blanks when I was 17 years old. And I was a cold dickhead to everyone in this message board. No, forever. Like, one of the worst people ever. Like, I didn't know who these cats were, but they were like 30-year-old men. Yeah. And I'm 17 years old, or whatever the case was. I'm a young unknown, right? From the burbs, nonetheless.
Yeah, I was like, who the fuck is this kid?
But I'm talking shit to, rest in peace, T.O. I'm talking shit to TZR. I'm talking shit to Spec. I'm talking shit to you. I'm talking shit to people like Mike Goddard and fucking, Rick and Tommy C. Like, I just came in there talking a lot of shit. But I remember when I posted that video, it might have been something you did again at the fire. I remember coming to the fire, and I think it was you, because I don't know who else would have let me rock, because I was mad young. I was really young, and it was like I was allowed to come through the billiards because of you. I was definitely like 18 tops.
You guys might not realize it, but I really had like I liked you guys.
Yeah, I know.
And it felt like an extended family. Everybody did. It like you said, it was a great time in my life. But I was a difficult person to begin with.
Well, I never saw it that way because I was a difficult person to begin with.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was just happy to have the shine. You know what I mean? You were a dude you were the dude, I mean, besides Dom P, and I can't really think of who else really was a facilitator. Ask would know, too. Ask would know fucking people that got us involved because Ask was involved for a while before me.
Well, Ask is like the OG of Shed Jam. Ain't he the oldest out of all of you?
He's the oldest, but I mean, come on, man. I started this shit. Rob D started this shit, but I brought it to people. And I brought Adrian to the Shed by saying I wanted to battle him, by finding him on MySpace and saying, oh, that's you rapping, you ain't shit. And then we got together and we kicked freestyles till 2 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean?
Who won that first battle?
It wasn't a battle, but he elevated the fuck out of me. Adrian's one of the greatest rappers of all time, and besides Miles, I didn't know anyone else that could freestyle for hours. So when I met A and he was talking multi-syllabic off the top type shit, I was just fucking, my head was just blown up.
Yeah.
And I didn't know his connection to Beat Garden and to people like Nico who were, doing like real deal music videos.
Way back.
People like Major. Well, this is what I want to talk about because this to me is like
the
foundation of me and Philly hip hop. You have a lot to fuck to do with that shit. Like I said, Dom P was I think the first show that I played in Philly. I was either 16. I think I was 16 years old. I played at the Barbary with Major opening for Blue in Exile. Yeah. So that was one of my first shows in Philly. Period. And then there was a bunch. I remember the first show I did with you. It was Burke, Capo, Joe Caution, and myself, and maybe a couple other no name that I can't remember. Whatever. I didn't continue to build with them. Actually, one of them cats was Q Unique.
Okay.
So he ended up being a little bit of something too. I mean, I ended up linking up with him way later. He used to run shows at the TLA. So like he did whatever. He found his lane. But there was so much shit that happened because of those fucking Taccone billiard show. And like you said, like that family thing. Here's where I overstepped my welcome, because when I said. When I walked into 215hiphop.com and I was talking hella shit, and then I don't even say hella, so you know I'm serious. I was talking a lot of shit, and then that video came out, and I remember going to the fire, and I remember Big O coming outside and be like, "Hey man, you talk a lot of shit, but that video was all right, man." He's like, "That's some good shit." And I felt like Big O was a major cosign, because to that point, he hosted every fucking show that I ever saw. Any show that I could get in the door with at 17, 18 years old. Yeah, he's the GOAT. I mean, when I think about Philly hip-hop and my upbringing in Philly hip-hop and what Philly hip-hop did for me, there's a few names. You're one of them. Big O's one of them. Dom P early on was one of them. Nico as being a staple in a lot of these shows was one of them. And his little fake A$AP Rock fanboy friend that he used to have. All them dudes. Like... Yeah, Zella Rock is back.
That's it.
Yeah.
Don Peasy, what bucks you started, we gonna finish it.
It's funny that you're talking about this, because like I think about it often, you know what I mean? Like I reminisce.
Yeah.
And I used to thrive, like my ego used to love the fact that I used to want praise and all this. Like I opened the doors for so many people, but like you get older, you look at things differently now.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people I did open the doors for, and or I don't know, maybe helped out in some way. But like the kids who came behind me with the Taccone Builders, they had fucking Meek Mills performing in there.
Yeah.
They had Styles P performing in there.
Didn't you do Styles P?
I was involved with that.
Was that Solo Cat?
That was Solo Cat.
Oh yeah, because they booked me for that too. I thought that was you.
But the PD Crack
You
thing
were
set the
probably
ball
my
rolling.
facilitation into that show, honestly, because I didn't know them dudes like that.
I
I mean,
mean,
he might have
and
reached out to me, but it was probably off of you.
I started doing music videos. I started fucking.
Yeah, what's up with the music video mixtapes?
I don't know.
What, we
I
talking
tried to
about
do
the
something different. I
OG?
tried
We
to do
talking
something-
about City Soundcheck right
I
now?
just tried to do something different, man, because I seen everybody's doing the battles,
Yeah.
the DVDs. I just wanted to do people that I fucked with in the city, Biz and Reef and like and Capo and Burke and everybody. Were you on it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Dope
yeah.
Nixon, I think, was on it.
Yeah.
Ask was on it.
Ask was on
Jack
it.
Frost was on
John
it.
Zapp was on it. And I fucked his sound up. He
You
was
fucked
mad.
up a couple people's sound, but you know
Jimmy
whose sound
Jam-
wasn't
Jimmy
fucked
Jam
up?
Brown.
Barry Best Kept McAfee. You know whose sound wasn't fucked up? Here's the thing about Barry. Ready? Barry went to look. He trying to act like he put everybody on. Ready?
No.
Barry, hold up, Barry. Barry
I'm
put.
not acting like that.
No, you ain't acting like it. Don't get serious, all right?
Just half the
Don't get the
people. No, I'm
payday
just
treatment
fucking
out
with you,
here.
man.
But the Barry shot this whole damn video, made a big deal out of all of it. We getting real hyped and gassed about all of it. At least 3 people's sound was fucked up. Roswell was
Right.
one of them.
Roz.
Who I love.
John Zapp.
John
and
Zapp
Untitled.
and Untitled.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. So, but whatever the case was, we get this video, and there's a teaser online. The teaser has Barry on the rooftop looking like he's rapping. Like, I don't know, right? Remember the teaser? I don't think it had audio on it. It might have, but I don't remember if it had audio on it. But I didn't remember. I was like, is Barry rapping on this, John?
I snuck that in there.
Bro, the whole video. This motherfucker made a whole video with, he found the best scenery ever to shoot at Cypher. I swear to God, this is Barry's thought. Barry's thought is, hold up, bro.
The aesthetic.
I could shoot a Cypher on this rooftop right here and the whole skyline's behind me. And then the second thought was, but no one's going to watch me do this shit by myself. So I'm going to get Jack Frost,
I
Dope
love it.
Nixon,
I love
and
it.
all these young cats or whatever. Reef, fucking D-Maz, fucking who else? Bro, there was so many great names on that shit.
Chief Kamachi.
But bro, Chief Kamachi. Dude, I'm talking Philly legends along with underground dudes that can spit. Like,
Yeah.
So it was a great idea.
yeah.
But then motherfucking Barry is the fucking is
He's
fucking,
the star of the show.
Yeah, bro.
It's best kept. It's best kept DVD. Why would it be
wasn't
He was the
anything
best
else?
kept secret. We didn't know his last name up until that last frame. It was
Oh, my
secret.
God.
You know what I'm saying? He
Yo,
had the best
stop.
bars, bro. He was barred up, bro. He had the best
Capo wrote my
backdrop.
shit. No, I'm just kidding. People
No.
thought that though, but nah. Listen.
It wasn't that good.
Hold
It
on.
wasn't.
Zap said, yo, Barry had the whole city thinking I couldn't rap because you fucked up his sound so
Damn,
bad.
bro.
I did.
Zap's
at
up
the
way
same
past
time-
his bedtime.
Here's the thing. This is fucked up because you were building your career, but you were stepping on other motherfuckers to get
To
there.
get there,
you have to do it.
You gotta step on some heads.
Yo, my whole shit was an afterthought. You can ask Jimmy Jam Brown, who
I don't
shot
believe
and
any of this.
edited.
He's a payoff, bro.
He
You
shot and
sneaker money.
edited everything. So he's got to take some responsibility too, because neither one of us knew what the fuck we were doing.
When
Another
hold
thing
up.
I
Well,
didn't know
that was that Jimmy G and Brony's like first
Yeah.
situation that
It
he was
one
filming.
of his,
Well, he
yeah.
was killing it. Jimmy was killing it,
Well,
right?
it was like early
But
in the game.
This
Yeah,
was,
yeah,
this
yeah,
was
yeah.
as far as a whole project that I was aware of that wasn't a snowboard video or something like that, which was like
Right.
kind of what he was shooting at that
Yeah.
point. Besides doing some, this is way before Freeway and all that
Yeah.
major shit that.
Yeah.
they
No,
started
that
doing.
Jack Frost meeting in that city sound check,
Facilitated that.
that's how he met Jack Frost. That's how I met Freeway. Blah, blah, blah,
So,
blah,
but
blah,
when
blah.
Freeway saw it, he had to wait until he saw the Barry Best Cat McAfee part to be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this kid got skills, man. He knows the aesthetic."
Yo, we were driving around looking for fucking something. I wanted to do something, and we happened to stumble upon it.
Bro, you
That's
knew
it.
that you were gonna rap on that stage, on that rooftop, before any of the DVD took place, bro.
I don't think I did.
How did you-
You don't think I did?
Before the DVD? No.
I'm saying, bro, it was your first thought.
You
was,
have me thinking
I'm
about
gonna
it.
rap.
Like,
bro,
wait a
no
minute,
one
did
ever
I?
heard you
I
rap
could've.
a word in your life, and all of a sudden you
That's-
closing out the show, bro,
That's false.
on the rooftop.
I was already on 6'6's
heard-
first album.
All right, yeah, what I said. Nobody ever heard you rap
I heard,
before.
I heard. At one point, he put out like in the past like 4 or 5 years, you dropped the joint that was on 6'6's album. You like uncovered it and dropped it on Facebook or something. You were like, "Look, y'all aren't really ever gonna hear this again, so,
Oh, yeah.
listen up." I'm like
6'6" is
Barry.
great.
I'm like Barry raps.
You should get 6'6" in here one time too. He's a good guy to
Not
talk
really,
to.
man. Every once in a blue moon, I get a mood to write something in it, and
When was the last time you wrote
twice
something?
it happened, and it was okay. That was it.
Have you wrote something in the
No.
past?
I threw before when I was getting high. I wrote books and shit.
Yeah.
And then I sobered up, threw everything out. Thought I got to change my life, and then I don't know. I'm not a rapper, dude.
Why don't you try writing a story?
I listen, man. I'm one of them.
The great beard
can't
trimmer.
finish nothing.
Yeah,
I'm a scatterbrain. I got a million ideas, books, stories. I wanted to do a podcast about sneakers and other shit. I'm glad I came here to get the feel of it.
yeah.
Who knows?
Well, you're welcome to do it at the Gig Studios.
Well, I appreciate that. But like, I'm just one of them dudes, man. I just can't fucking
We
ever
can't
do
get a
nothing.
wrestling podcast going.
No,
on
but
now.
sneakers, yeah.
But sneakers was fine.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
We ain't gonna talk that wrestling
You don't
bullshit
have
in my
to
house
be here
every week.
You don't have to be here for it.
I don't
dude.
trust you with my wife, handsome as you look nowadays, bro.
Listen.
It's not you that I don't trust. I don't
Slim
trust
Mighty.
her.
Blake,
You
you
know
don't
what I'm
trust
saying?
Blake.
Thank you, man.
Slim
Blake.
Mighty.
No, I
Yeah.
trust Blake. I'm not worried about that.
Payday's like fucking the Wizard of Oz behind here. He's the dude doing all the technical shit in the
He's
least
the
heard,
great and powerful.
showing
Oz.
his face behind the curtain. Every
That's right.
He's
once
the
in a while.
fucking glue.
He's the glue.
He's
see
the
that.
goddamn glue.
Need him.
So, all right, let me ask you this about this whole scenario, right? So the Tacony pool hall shows
Yeah.
Ghetto.
came first, and then the DVD came out of that.
Yeah, it all came out of that. The pool hall show was the first thing I ever did hip hop related, and it was only because I knew people in it, and was go to these shows and think I could do that.
Yeah.
And then everything it then became 6'6" was like a partner and brought me on. It's like, I'm gonna produce my album, and like I don't even know how I did for anything beneficial towards them at all.
Right.
But then Capo, and then it was like a management team, and I was like, let me put out a CD, a DVD/CD. So I put out the DVD, and then I put out a CD called Civil War. Remember that?
Yeah.
And it had all
That's
kinds
funny.
of
I
crazy
didn't
names.
remember it. I'm on it though, probably.
Yeah,
right?
you're on it. And it
Damn
was
right I
like
am.
dudes from like different areas of Philly
Yeah.
repping their sections, and it was like a Civil War.
Yeah.
Like who's the best? And like it was, the idea was great.
That's a perfect idea in 2002.
right.
It matches up exactly with what fucking hip hop was in fucking 02, 03,
Yeah.
I was
04.
trying to do a visual mixtape with the DVD, just something different.
That was cool. I
and
thought it
people
was
I
cool.
fucked with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do
So
with
how did
It
you
was
get?
all about Barry.
So
Don't act like it wasn't about Barry.
So-
we shouldn't get away from
I
how it
am
was
a
all
selfish,
about
I
Barry.
am a selfish motherfucker, but my rap career was not no spotlight of mine.
That was the best backdrop of any rap anything
listen,
ever.
I respect the guy who once rapped and doesn't want to talk about it anymore.
Okay, all right,
and
all
I'll,
right, all right.
and I'll,
We'll let it die. We'll let it
I'll
die.
let him
That's
get away
fine.
with not talking about rapping.
Brethren.
So as we're trying to like give the science of how you've come to be this illustrious fucking figure in the Philly underground,
North Philly P. Diddy.
we gave the North Philly P Diddy. We talked about
Northeast, sorry.
how that first show popped off, but how did you wind up with like you knew Cap, you knew Burke from like whatever you knew, just being around. But how about the bigger names? How did you wind up getting cats who were R.A. the Rugged Man, Petey, or even Jack Frost and cats like that? How did you get in touch?
Yo, it's just so funny. Like, I could go on my email right now, and I could probably do this. Let me see. Like, all right, I'll just explain it while I'm doing it so there ain't no dead air. But I would just take the initiative and reach out to people and see who the fuck would bite. You know what I mean? Okay, here it is. Let me see if you recognize this name. I don't know if anything comes up. Right, yeah. So like, right?
100%, yeah.
You know who that
I
is,
worked
right?
with one of his artists.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is like Scooter Braun. You know what I mean? Now he fucking dudes. Who's he?
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber, man. Me and him having email conversations about who's the rapper?
Asher
Roth.
Yeah.
You came to that show, by the way.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
I did. It was a great time.
I love that you came to that.
So I just took initiative. I've always been like that. Like, I just bullshit my way into things. And I remember I was in a Will Smith video backstage, like on the art museum steps. I just went there to spectate. I saw the Roots. I'm like, come on, what's up? Gave him one of these. I walked up to the top of the steps. Will Smith's at the fucking top. They're looking through a camera. I'm up there behind Will Smith looking in the camera. Charlie Max, like, somebody else. I knew Charlie Mack's name. Somebody else came over to me and was like, yo, what are you doing? Supposed to be up here? I was like, nah, Charlie said I'm allowed up here. He's like, oh, okay, let me go. I've just always just been like, I don't know.
Just a stone cold scumbag. Lying your way to the top.
That's how you got to do it, though.
Yeah, you just got to lie your way to the top. Yeah.
I got a face for radio.
Man, you got a beard for the TV screen, though, bro.
I love that it's fucking you're a silver fox now, Daddy.
Yo, what do you got to YouTube since we can't play it right now? What do you YouTube to see the greatest beard trim video of all time? What is the actual search criteria?
It's something like go fuck yourself, Biz Money. It's How to Shape Up Your Beard by Me by Barry McAfee.
Yeah, go check that out.
10 fucking
Can we put
ago.
that?
Yeah, 30,000 videos.
I think we're gonna link it in the fucking description.
Yeah,
below.
link it in the description
when we
so
upload
they
the show, we can do
Yeah.
that.
These
for
are
sure.
my half-ass ideas.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a series.
What was next in the
it's
series?
supposed to be humor. How to Pick Up a Chick.
Yeah.
Remember when Zilla Rocket did that with Jimmy Jambroon? Oh my God.
Gay as shit.
There was the worst thing ever. It's it's
horrible.
the opposite of your beard trimming video. Your beard trimming video is an absolute clinic.
People love it.
Zilla Rocca has the sex appeal of nothing, like
my dog.
Yeah, I was gonna say your dog, but your dog even is
Yeah,
cute,
yeah,
kind of.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
right.
Isn't
It's
that
weird.
exactly who you want to give you the
No,
advice,
because
though?
it's so cringy. Like
Okay.
he thinks, like he thought he was Kanye West before Kanye West thought he was Kanye West. Like this dude used
He
to
had
be,
the collar popped on his polo.
Oh, to like a level that you wouldn't understand.
He's like
Yeah.
Alan Rickman playing the Fonz. It's weird.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I
not
mean?
right.
Yeah,
but
it's
like
strange.
him at like a show and shit was crazy too, because he would be off stage. So the stage would be here, like in front of you, 12 o'clock, right? And then the whole crowd is at 6 o'clock. And then here goes Zilla Rocca at 2 o'clock next to the stage, off stage, doing like some weird
Steve, what up,
head
kid?
shit. Weird head flicking shit. Like, you know, like when Kanye really feeling, or like P. Diddy like really feeling himself and he's like doing some wild dance shit.
Yeah.
But this is some goofy white dude with a big fucking hangy chin and the stupid goatee and his hair's all bouffant and he's wearing like a chain wallet. He looked like Big J Okerson and shit, but he acting like fucking Kanye West or some shit.
Well, that sounds like a guy who knows how to get a piece of snapper.
Bro,
He
I don't
had
think.
charisma.
Yeah, he
and
might have had
confidence.
charisma and
Miss-
confidence, but dude, you want to talk about a face for radio?
But
All right, so
but
in
it was
in
supposed to
part
be
two,
humorous.
in part 2 of the series, how do we attack how to get a babe?
it's all about setup. It
Okay.
starts out, and I kind of did something like this, but I didn't do it on YouTube.
Where'd you do it?
I just did it on fucking a video I posted on Facebook.
Okay.
So I'll tell you, this is the roundabout with like a less of a
Bullet
production
points.
value.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like me getting in the shower. First, you got to wash your hair, blah, blah, blah. And then you got to put a clothes, you got to get dressed. Then you got to get in a car or a bus. I don't need a car to get a girl. I'll show you how. And I drive to this yoga studio, and I'm like, boom, here they come out the door. And then my girl gets in the car. Thanks for picking me up, babe. It's a dad joke on video.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're welcome. How to Pick Up a Chick. You know what I mean? Stupid. It's just, I just had brainstorming goofy ideas. I just wanted to see live out for myself. It was,
Yeah.
The beard trimming video is just like, I know how to shape up. People don't know how to shape
No,
up.
listen, this
It
is
wasn't supposed to be so serious.
yeah, but
how
it
much
got
how much
serious.
time did you do?
Nah.
Not much. A little bit?
Nah.
Because this is like official jailbird mentality. Is like, what can I do to entertain myself, right? Like,
Nah.
what can I walk out the door and do today that's going to entertain me? And if somebody else catches a laugh, great.
Right.
If they don't, I'm still entertained by it.
Nah, it's I don't know what it is, man. I think It's not that.
Okay.
Yeah, there might be a misconception, but I grew up like that, and around that, I guess I was fortunate enough.
You never got pinched.
Nothing for nothing major.
Yeah,
I mean,
good.
So, but yeah, nah, just fucking goofy.
Yo, who are your top 5 white rappers from the Northeast?
From the Northeast?
Yep. I need to know. I need to know your top
Awfully
5.
specific.
Best kept.
I need to know.
Is this so? I've only tuned into a couple of these, like here and there when I can. Is this usually just about hip hop?
No.
No, it could be about anything.
Okay, no.
Because we can get into politics and start arguing with
that's
Payday
cool.
if you want to.
I got no problem about that, and I was kind of expecting some of that. But yeah, no, I was just curious. That's all. But my Biz Marty, Miles, Ask. Who else you rap with?
No, go ahead. No, genuinely, though. Genuinely.
I don't even know.
Yeah, but you know, put yourself back 10 years.
10 years? Who did I like?
I don't care who in all time, bro. Your all-time top 5 Northeast white rappers, bro.
J
Whose
Storm.
rap name
J
starts with the
Storm-
letter B?
J Storm got to be number one.
There's only
It's not Jay Storm or Joe Caution.
there's only a few white dudes who were any good in the Northeast.
All right.
Not even a few.
You got Capo.
All right, there you go. That's it.
So Capo's your top 5.
In Northeast,
Just
who the
Capo.
fuck else is there? I don't even know who it is.
You got fucking Mikey Conway.
Oh, he can rap.
Yeah.
He can rap.
You
But
got-
but there's a difference between the ability and being a fan of. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not saying I wasn't a fan of Mikey.
Well, no, but you could say your top 5 is not the top 5 best. It's your top 5.
I don't know.
I think
never thought about
you
it.
probably booked 100 white rappers from the Northeast.
And he didn't like none of them. He was just about the bread.
He,
Yeah,
he was just
basically.
hoping they brought some people
That's
with him.
it, man. For real.
That's Barry Bout his bread, best kept.
Let's be honest, man. Call it a scumbag, whatever. It's just what it was.
No, you're a businessman. You're business minded. And when you got a bit, when you're business minded, I've been blessed that I don't think anybody thinks I'm like a scumbag for chasing bread. But cats who are lazy tend to think that if you're stepping on a toe here or there, chasing the paper, that you're an asshole
I try
for
to
it.
make amends with some of the people because I have done wrongs to some people. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
of course.
And I try
This
to
is
make
life.
them right. you
Right.
know? That's just I did what I could, and that's it. Move on.
I got a rap question. You got something else you want to go with?
No, go ahead, man.
All right, so I listened to AZ. Did you listen to the new AZ album?
I haven't.
Okay, it's worth a playthrough.
Me neither.
Is it phenomenal? No, but you're getting exactly what you would expect to get from AZ. So, if you want to feel cool and fucking ride around in the truck for the Sunday afternoon, it's a tape to play. And I got to thinking that I would like to be remembered as AZ was remembered, right?
You got to keep rapping then, dude.
No, not in rap, in life.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Relate your life to a rapper that you want to be remembered, associated with, right? Because AZ came in hot, right? Let's take that. I started rapping. I was
going to be a roundtable discussion where we all pick a rapper.
I do got a great story to add to this about him.
all right. So like AZ came in hot. Like nobody ever heard of him, and then he dropped the fucking most fire 16 on Illmatic,
Right.
arguably.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure.
Damn, the fucking button didn't work.
Allegedly.
Yeah. And
You read allegedly? Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay. I can't hear.
so he's a dude who was in the streets, but he also had this kind of fucking righteous knowledge about him where you felt like he had some shit figured out.
Right.
And now, 30 years later, he's not super hot, but the cats who know, the real hip hop heads, know how good he is, how
Right.
real he was, how his respect level, where he should be at.
Credibility never fell
If he
off.
got shot 3 years ago, we would be saying he's the best rapper ever, but he's living out a normal life into his fucking 40s or 50s or however old he is, so he's not getting the same credit that maybe Big L did because Big L went out with this blaze of
3 years
glory.
ago was being very generous to AZ.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
13 maybe.
You know what I'm saying. If
Right.
and everything he does, even though it's not platinum selling, it's respected by the cats who understand the craft and know it.
It's
so
it's like a Coogee rap in a way.
yeah, so when I'm going, I want the real motherfuckers to say you know what, that dude was a G. He was real. He had a little bit of knowledge. He was fucking. He did some knucklehead shit. He explained some shit. He had it kind of figured out, and he kept pushing for all the fucking years that he was here. And he
Right.
did, and everything he touched was pretty solid.
Yeah.
So I had the opportunity to book him for
Okay.
his 20th. It might have been 10 at the time. Anniversary for Do or Die.
Okay.
And I went through with it. I paid him a deposit. I think it was like $800. Something, nothing major.
Kind of light.
Yeah, especially for somebody who I looked up at as a legend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
This is sorry to cut you off. This is why you were good at it. This is why there's Ill Villain, Dean Derb is good at it. Like he's one of there's not a lot of good promoters right now. The promoters that promote in a sense of this is the show I want to see, this is for me.
It ends sadly.
Well, it might end sadly, but it's good. You're good. All right, this story might end sadly.
Yeah.
But I'm saying it's why it's good. Go ahead. Sorry.
So I booked him, and it was like 2 months in advance before he went on his tour, and it was like something through Clockwork Bookings or something like that. I get the email, plugged in. I reached out. They were like, "Yeah, we'll do it. Send a deposit." So I did it again, like an R.A. the Rugged Man, and I put it in the papers. I got the flyers. I did all that internet. It was like MySpace was popping, and I was like putting it, sharing it wherever I could, Facebook, all that shit. And it was like a week before the show, and I had. You just got that feel. There was nobody was gonna fucking come, and I pulled the plug and I told him to keep the deposit.
Yeah.
And it fucking broke my heart.
Right.
Because I wanted to see him.
Would you have lost more money if he showed up?
Yeah.
Because you had to pay the rest of it.
Yeah, because nobody would have came, and I would have paid them the rest, and then sound guy and then security, because it's it's mandatory to have that stuff. You know what I mean? And it broke my heart to do it, man. And it's not the first time that's happened, or the last time, something like that.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But it goes to show you, like you said about he might not be going platinum and stuff like that, but the man had cadence.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had a fucking flow. The voice
He's phenomenal.
was dope. Yeah, man. And not only just 1 or 2 records, a lot. You know what I mean? And longevity.
All the way through his career.
Maybe Fat Joe or something like that has the ability to pump out signals, Busta Rhymes still are up there, at least making money off it.
Yeah.
It's a shame. And I just look at it's like a hero. It's almost sad. And I'm not trying to talk bad about AZ, but that's kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. Especially because times change. So people are just going to look for that new hot flavor. You would have been better off booking somebody that was the new hot flavor as opposed to, or especially now, it seems like the old heads, because you see them, they book, it's like when I saw MOP, it wasn't just MOP, it was MOP, Ed OG, and Bumpy Knuckles. You know what I mean? At Voltage. You know what I'm saying? It's that's crazy, dude. Or when you see them playing out the Wachovia Center or whatever the fuck, where Too Tough might be on it with Roxanne Shante and fucking Fat Boys or whatever the fuck.
That kid Sean picked up and just took off exactly what I was aiming for before I got there.
Sean Song.
Yeah. He did what my ultimate goal was to book shit like fucking Prodigy, Mobb Deep in there.
Yeah.
Boot Camp Click. These were fucking in my fucking yellow Walkman.
Oh, by the way, that venue was going to go under and is no longer going under. So shout out to Short Psalm and fucking Voltage Lounge for sticking through and actually making it through this shit, because as someone who booked some shows over the years,
they still doing it?
Post-pandemic, all the places that I ran shows at don't run shows anymore. They're under new management or anything. I would love to be able to book shows because I genuinely got a lot out of that, similar to what you're talking about. I mean, it wasn't about the bread. It was just about the show. Let's just have a good show and let's get together. I don't do social interaction. So shit like this and shit like that is my social interaction. So it was dope to do it. But yeah, shout out to Sean Song for making it through.
Hold your thought, right?
Uh-oh.
And the Barry, you got the chat jumping, Dad. You know what I mean? You got us jumping tonight.
I ain't even looking at it.
Well, you got us jumping.
We got anything good in there?
We got some haters.
Well, here's what I want to see is, because we got a couple heads in the chat. I want to know what rapper y'all want to be remembered like. As it, if you perish tomorrow, you want them to say this dude was just like Marky Mark. Whoever it might be. Who do you got? Who would you like to be remembered as?
In my head, it's only one name that keeps on popping out. But
ODB.
Yeah. So I don't know if
you're gonna have to die soon for that to work out.
Right.
But we're not talking. Let's disrelate it from your rap music, right? From you as a rap character, because that makes a lot of sense as a rap character. But you don't smoke crack, You only have one baby mom.
Allegedly.
You're working hard. You're not on welfare.
We can do a lot, and even your
all right. Well, reverse
comparison
it
to AZ.
reverse it and give me what you got for ODB.
I don't know enough. I like that. So I don't know. I'm thinking the whole time you were thinking, but the only thing that kept on coming to my head is like I gotta say ODB. So like I don't know. I think that maybe it's Busta as far as his ability to change in certain scenarios and stay relevant over the years. I don't know. I can't equate it to something where I don't look at rappers as an entity of a human being. I look at rappers as their consistency on the mic. So it's hard for me to take, like, I like how ODB is remembered. To be remembered as a Bat Out of Hell and an original is what I want to be remembered as. It's not like everyone else. Like, did Biz agree with 5 people in a room? No. Did 5 people in a room agree with Biz? Did 1 person in the room agree with Biz? Maybe, but it wasn't like, I never felt like, I always feel like I'm kind of on the outskirts of everyone else's opinion. Like, I don't feel like I'm right in a line with anybody. If I get too serious about what I really believe in, I start to not even believe in it. You know what I mean? Like, I start to just, like, question my own fucking...
You're trolling yourself?
Everything, yeah. Well, it's natural for me to be hard. That's why I'm hard on other people, too, is like, I'm hard on myself. Like, I think that's a necessity. Like, I don't know, like there's a lot of artists that have similar paths that I look at, not in artistry, but a lot of people that I look at that I'm like, damn, it would be nice to be remembered as, and then I think about something where I'm like, except for that, like Will Smith. Like, it'd be nice to be remembered like Will Smith is remembered, as far as like this pivotal creature that made, essentially, not that LL didn't exist and Run didn't exist and all these cats, but he made it pop. He made it mainstream. He was pivotal in changing the lane. But then I think about his personal life, and I'm like, I don't want to be remembered like that. Will kind of looks like a punk bitch to me. Like,
he looks real soft right now.
Yeah, like
know what happened.
Oh, he let his wife fuck his son's friend or some shit like that, and then stayed with her.
Yeah, she cheated on him, and then he was just like, all right, that's cool, babe.
It's all good.
I don't even know.
We'll work it out.
Yeah.
But yo, you hear his verse on that Joyner Lucas song?
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah,
man.
I don't think he wrote it.
No.
But I think it was good. That's another thing too. It's like
I didn't even think about that till you said it.
Yeah.
One of the best rap performances I ever seen was Will Smith when he did "Summertime" on the Parkway at Live 8.
Yeah.
And a million people
and who wrote that?
exploded.
Rakim, yeah.
Right? Yeah. Right.
It sounds very Rakim.
No.
Remember the Nas on Miami when he says, "Got a Prada bag with a lot of stuff in it. Give it to your friend. Let's spin." Nas wrote that shit. That's one of the most cringeworthy rap lines of all time. But you feel like Nas was probably just writing shit.
He was messing around, but you can hear, now that you know that, you go back and listen, you can hear the cadence. And
it's like
this was
Dre.
obviously Nas.
Like when I listen to Dre, you can tell who
know
wrote
which
it.
one of his
Exhibit
writers.
wrote this.
Yeah.
Snoop wrote this.
This
M
was
wrote
Royce,
this.
yeah.
Royce wrote this. Exactly.
He did have some alright shit back in the day, like 87, 88. Like
but
he,
Snoop
he's
probably
the DJ on the rapper.
You talking about?
Yeah.
Parents just. Have you ever heard this, John? The only John that Will Smith ever cursed in? You saw my blinker, bitch?
No, I didn't.
I can't tell.
Cuz I'm dead serious.
That's on the one with
you
Summertime
saw my
on it, isn't
blinker,
it?
bitch. I don't know what it's on, but it's a phenomenal song. My man Dave
turn
Sarabino
signal?
put me up on it.
I thought that way about when LL curses on "I'm Bad." Is it "I'm Bad"? Yeah. He said, "Cause I ain't met a motherfucker who could do that yet," or whatever he says. I remember being like, "Oh shit, LL snapping." That's crazy.
Yo, Galvon said that Will probably didn't split with her because Callie has a 50-50 divorce and he was going to get hosed.
No, I'm not saying...
She's got a decent stack of dough herself.
Yeah, but Will Smith got a whole lot more.
Probably.
No doubt. But Will Smith could probably lose half of that.
I guarantee he's got
and
3 times what she's worth.
His kids are all crushing it. Willow's crushing it, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Willow is crushing the game, bro.
Love Willow Smith and what she's done.
Willow hard, bro.
Yeah.
Willow got some bangers,
I'm
bro.
too old for this shit.
Yo, listen.
Me too, though.
Don't get too old for it, man.
Shake
you gotta
your
stay
hair
relevant.
or something. What's her shit? Shake your head back and forth or something?
Yeah, that's like fucking 15
Whipping
years ago.
Nene,
She
is
got
that
some
her?
jams.
I don't know.
Okay, yeah,
Willow
yeah.
Smith got some
My
jams,
lip
bro.
gloss
Y'all
is
sleeping on
popping.
Willow,
My
bro.
lip gloss is
That's
popping.
not her, bro.
But you don't know what their lifestyles really like. They could be having
what
fucking
I'm-
wild,
she
crazy
does that,
orgies
John.
and shit.
Yeah, they're probably no.
Right?
That's not her.
That's salt and pepper, I think.
They
listen,
might not give a fuck.
They had a high level of fame. They're probably having bloodbath orgies in the Grammy
Right.
basement with children. So
Yeah, who knows?
who knows what the fuck they really doing.
150 mil. No, I I don't know. Okay, there's a question. You're Will Smith or anybody else who's got that kind of bread.
Okay.
Your wife fucks your son's friend. Now, you could stay with her and just stay together and maybe make the maybe we make the agreement that now this relationship is dead, but we're not going to split up. We stay together. I can go fuck who I want. If you want to keep fucking 19-year-olds, go for it. You do that. Or you divorce her and give away $150 million and then go on your way.
But check it, bro. The caveats here are your fucking kids are loaded. So it's not like if you're taking half my money and I still have 150 mil to go be a single fucking Will Smith that can go create another 150 mil in the next fucking 10 years. Because he can.
It's deeper than that.
And then his kids make crazy money, bro.
She don't
so
need
it's
his
like,
consent to divorce. She could just fucking one out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there's something else behind that.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot behind it.
I'm just saying, when I see Will taking pictures with Jada now, and Will just looks beat, battered, and bruised, bro. He looks like Mickey Rourke out there. Like, he looks rough, man. He is not having a good time. He's just not having a good time. And I feel bad because Will's a hero of mine. Like, and I'm not sad to say that. Like, I love Will Smith. Like, when I was a kid, now I'm a little younger, right? But when I was a kid, Will was one of the albums my mom would buy for me.
My first rap album ever.
One of mine too, but it was later. It was later shit. But I'm not coming at you, Graybeard or anything like that, or City Soundcheck or none of that. I'm just saying that, Will was a cat that my mom would buy me the record of. It was Will. It was the Beastie Boys.
I was upstairs listening to my Will Smith CD. Y'all don't remember that one? No. All right. Carry on. Sorry.
No, and I'm just saying, like, I idolize Will.
Anybody in the
Fresh Prince
chat?
is one of my favorite fucking shows of all time. Like, Fresh Prince was a fantastic show. So even if his music was trash, which it wasn't in my opinion, looking back at it, it's not like I'm not driving around bumping Big Willie style or even Parents Don't Understand or none of that shit. Like, it doesn't have that.
Miami was kind of a banger, though.
Yeah, Nas wrote it.
Yeah. Well, it's still a banger.
No, Big Willie style had some hits on it,
Had some
bro.
joints.
It had some joints. It had Miami. It had Getting Jiggy with It. It had Just the Two of Us, I think. It had some shit, bro. I'm just saying.
Ask. I'm with A. Even though it will hurt to give up $150 million, my wife fucks anybody, it's game over. And I think you're absolutely right, especially because, look, at my level with $150. It might be harder to make another $150. But when you got $150 million and you're Will Smith, you make that next year.
And your kids got $30 million. Because, like, if I'm Will Smith,
why do you keep saying that?
Are you going to take bread? Are you going to take money out of Pumpkin's pocket?
Yo,
I don't understand the concept,
bro. You don't understand the concept. Will Smith, dude. I'm 30 years old, right?
Yeah.
How old is Will Smith? 55.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many years ahead does Will Smith have in his life? He's $150 million is more than enough, especially if he can continue to make some kind of income,
right,
to live off of for the rest of his life. That money is his kids' money. He dies and the money goes to his kids. So if I'm saying that, I'm not.
Do you not think that she'd give her money to the kids too?
I'm not saying fuck her.
Yeah, at the point that she fucks somebody else,
we're just trying to figure out why you keep bringing up his kids and their value.
It's
Take a breath.
Take a breath. We ain't coming at you, huh?
Put that mask back on.
Take a breath.
The reality of it is you only have so much time ahead of you to spend that kind of money. So the money ends up going to your kids.
Right, but what does that have to do with anything? Like,
because it's not my money at this point. We're talking about the legacy of Smith or the legacy of Mighty or the legacy of whatever the fuck, right? We're talking about my future. We're talking about what is my money for? What is your money for?
It's for my kid. I mean,
100%. It's for you, but it's
for me.
Your kid is part of you, right?
Yeah.
And it's the more important part of you.
Absolutely.
It's the more important part of you is Sadie. The more important part of me is Dolly.
So stop for 1 second, right? Stop for 1 second. So we're all in agreement, it seems, in this room that if this happened to us, regardless of the pain that it would put us through, we'd all be out, right? So we're all in agreement there. We're also all in agreement that it's our responsibility to take care of our kids. Why do you keep bringing up the kids' net worth when we're trying to calculate whether or not we'd leave?
Because you're saying the
like
money,
what does one have to do with the other?
All right,
if my kid had $100 billion and my wife cheated on me, I'm still leaving.
Or if your kid had, but I'm saying. The sanctity is staying together, and
for the kids thing.
Well, no, not just that, but So maybe I'm projecting because maybe my personal situation is I wouldn't trust that stupid bitch.
Agreed.
If without me in the money making decisions where this all goes when you croak and when I croak.
Okay.
So that's where it's coming from.
Okay.
It's like I don't know what the fuck this bitch is doing.
Sure.
But if she out there fucking my son's friend, she obviously ain't the best at making decisions. So she might leave the money to my son's fucking friend, who's the same age as my fucking sons.
He was probably in their closet watching it. Who gives a fuck?
Probably. Well, all I'm saying is, to me, it's not about. If we're talking about that level of money, I'm talking about my legacy, which ends up being my kid.
Maybe that's not his legacy.
We're failing to look at the angle that Barry just brought us. Is that Will Smith could be
Cucking.
a cuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he get fucked in his first movie or some shit like that?
But didn't they speak on having
He
an
did.
open
He played a gay
relationship?
kid. Yeah.
What the
Who
Legend of Bagger Vance?
Who got
no. God.
fucked in the movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Isn't that? Didn't he do? Shit. Was it Who's Coming to Dinner? But yeah,
7 degrees of separation or something. I think.
I think that might be right.
So maybe
No, so he's not, and the only reason he's not is because we all know that this happened. So if he was a cuck, that's a thing he would have wanted to happen,
No.
and we wouldn't have to know about it in this way.
Private life.
No. This
Private
is
life. Now maybe since it got
Unless somebody else ratted
No,
it
he
out.
got Here's the
It did get
thing.
leaked.
He got so deep into the cuckery that he could no longer be satisfied by just watching the humiliation of his wife fucking somebody else.
He's bringing it on heavy.
Now he
from the
needs
outside.
everybody to know,
Wow.
and that's why you see him walking around like a little puppy dog. Secretly, his dick is hard every day because everybody thinks that he's just a fucking clown
Right.
whose wife is fucking a R&B singer, the
Right.
fucking new Jodeci.
And think about this, bro. That was Pac's bitch.
Woo!
Oh my God. Will Smith was in the closet in 1993 letting Pac fuck his bitch, cuz.
And Pac's still living in Cuba.
And Pac's still
Sure.
alive.
Yeah.
Still fucking his bitch.
That's all. I mean,
End of the day, I think we came to the conclusion right here.
that sounds like a goddamn episode to me. I think we're yelling too loud. Maybe?
Oh, me?
That's a new one.
One of us. I'm not saying who, but one of us is kind of ramped up
Hey,
right
man.
now,
What's going on? Biz is
blowing up the whole thing.
wilding.
I expected this.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited.
This is new.
You can be excited, but there's only so much tweaking I
I
can
can
do.
put this over here, Payday. I know you got
You're hurt-
When you
you're
get
hurting
angry,
the
slide it away a
whiz.
little bit.
Listen, we're pre-recording. You edit this in post.
No, that's not gonna happen.
All right.
I don't have a quieter version of you to dub in.
What do you think is what do you think? Let's go with top fives. Let's bring it. Let's
I
reel
love
it.
top five.
Let's reel. I know you do, babe.
Lists.
Let's reel it back in with a top
do it.
5. So now, if you're hungry, right?
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Sidetrack McGee.
I'm getting yelled at. That's what I'm
I'm
doing.
sorry tomorrow.
Is that from the chat or is that from downstairs?
No, that's from downstairs. The chat's not going to yell at us. They love Biz Wildin'.
Yeah.
You're going to go get something to eat because you're hungry, right? You can't hear the headphones, how good my voice sounds when I talk
It's
like
that-
that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
You want something international.
Pancakes.
Nah, pancakes are American.
No,
Not according to the International House.
Yeah.
No, the house is international. The pancakes are American.
I see.
Okay?
Okay.
You want something international.
Uh-huh.
What are your top 5 international dishes? I got a lineup.
I got
Can I set my lineup
You
off? or-
got to set yours first because you just
Please.
dumped this on us
All
and
right.
we need a minute to
Listen.
think about it.
I'm going to give you my lineup, and then you guys can decide where things fall. If we should shift some stuff around, it's a malleable list.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, pho.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, tacos. You could also probably throw burritos in there as a a co-star. Number 3, pernil and or pollo guisado, which is pernil is Puerto Rican roast pork. Pollo guisado is Puerto Rican chicken stew. Number 4, the combination of manigot and brajol. Number 5, poutine.
It's a good one. You thinking about that for a while?
I freestyled it.
So,
I gave it about 3 minutes of my life.
So is our only option here to rank them, or can
No,
we
you
say
could
take something off, put
Let's
something
go.
on?
What do you got? You could give me a whole different list if you'd like.
I'm going to start with the pho.
Chicken korma. I don't know what chicken korma is, eh?
I'm going to start with the pho, and I'm going to ask you to take it off the list, and here's why.
Okay.
There's lots of delicious pho. I've had it, and it's great.
Phenomenal.
I wasn't going to say that. But at the end of the day, it's soup. It's just a bowl of noodle soup.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean it can't be delicious. But if we're going to sit here and go outside the country for nourishment, for some kind of exciting food, it's not going to be soup. It's the same reason that for me, like, I couldn't put most Italian food on there because Italian food at its best is still like, I hate to say it this way, but like run-of-the-mill food, like pasta and meatballs. The best pasta and meatballs you ever had in your life is still pasta and meatballs. You know what I mean? And this is what. So the pho is just soup.
You're speaking like a real Ukrainian right now.
Yeah, I know. the pho is just soup. So we need something.
Get Elaine on the phone. Tell her what the fuck you're saying.
She's sleeping, but you can talk to her tomorrow morning.
I'm gonna make sure she knows what you're doing. I'm
she
screenshotting this part of the conversation, and I'm gonna let her know what you just said.
That's gonna be on her TikTok. So the pho is just noodle soup. Like, this list should be things that when you get that cultural dish, there's not really an analog anywhere else.
But here's the thing: the pho soup, yes, it's just a noodle soup.
Yeah.
But it's the best noodle soup because it's a
may
noodle
well
soup that has so many different. It's hitting you from so many different angles, and you're getting all types of flavors inside of one bowl.
Yeah.
Not to mention outside of the fact that you can decide what cut of meat you want to put in that switch it up that way.
I'm not asking you to take it off because it's not good.
It's a fulfilling.
Faux filling? I got
It's a faux filling additive to the list. The subtlety of the broth.
It is. It's delicious, but like if you're gonna do, like I said, if you're gonna do this, like a taco, right?
Yeah.
A good taco. There's not really like another country's version of what specifically a taco. I know there's other beef meals, but pho is something that translates from country to country to country. And so like that's, if you're going to do this list, do things like the pernil. There's not really anything other cultures make that's the pernil. So that's good on the list. That's strong.
I don't know.
On the
I feel like everybody does a roast pork in some which
but
way
it's
or
entirely
another.
different. Just like the braciole is like an entirely different way.
Yeah,
of
braciole,
prepping it.
you're not getting the braciole anywhere else. Let me give you Zap's list. I don't know if this is your list in order, Zap, or if you're just throwing them out there, but we got 1, chicken tikka masala.
Okay, that's good.
2, General Tso's. 3, tacos. 4, Thai barbecue chicken. And 5, falafel. Which I disagree with falafel, but I wish I would have thought to put some sort of Mediterranean food on the list for sure. Like
a nice baba ganoush.
Nah, like a lamb over rice.
That's what I got. I got lamb over rice on mine.
Yeah. What else you got? What do you want to?
I'm like looking for fucking help here.
You googling international dishes right now?
I did, yeah. I legit was just to not that it helped
just
me with
to get
anything,
some options,
but it like I was stuck.
I like the tiki masala is a strong.
I don't like any Indian food. I hate Indian food, so I can't have that on my list.
Gotcha.
But I do know a lot of people are into it, so it's fair to be in play.
For Indian food.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had it one time. I went out to a restaurant on a date.
Yeah.
And the curry was so strong that when we were having sex later, we were both like just sweating out.
Sweating curry. Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, the whole room smelled like the fucking restaurant. But like international has to be outside the country type of deal. Right?
Yeah. Well, you got an American dish that you feel like deserves world recognition?
It depends on like the origin of things could be from another country.
What do you got?
I'm just like, you know, like the stuffed cabbages. What do they call them fucking things? Some people call them different glumkies. Some people call them
that's like a Polak joint, ain't it?
It could be Polish. It could be Lithuanian. It could be German. It's like all in that eastern region. I like that kind of stuff because that's the stuff my grandma made.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm going out to eat, I want duck. I want lamb chop. I want shit like that.
Yeah.
But that's American to me, right?
Yeah. I got Peking duck on my list.
That's a good move.
That's thinking outside the box and Google, but I don't know. I don't. See, like, I kind of liked your list.
Yeah.
I liked it, except for I'm with him with the pho. Just because I'm not saying
you're not a soup bowl.
Not saying you shouldn't have it on your list. I just don't think I'd have it on mine because I'd prefer matzah over that. You know what I mean? And
speaking of matzah, bro, there's this place called Chew. They have one in Center City, and they have one now in Fishtown. It's called Chew Noodle Fusion, I think.
Okay.
It's the best soup I've ever had in my entire life, bro.
Is it international?
It is no, but you said matzah and you said pho or whatever. I don't give a fuck how you say it. It looks like pho to me.
That's what I say.
Anyway, I know, but payday, you know how he gets.
Yeah.
Does he?
He does get it.
Technically.
He gets allegedly. But fucking so
allegedly.
There it is.
Laid on the draw.
It's all right. But they make
See what I go
He's
through?
a good man.
they
I'm
make
still a
a
good man.
they make a beef, they make a brisket matzo ball pho, and fuck, bro, I get one for me and one just to slowly pour it on my chest, bro, because it is fucking legitimate.
I gotta
Cuz
check it out.
it's the
Sounds
best
good.
soup in the city, and I never went to the new location, but it's definitely accessible. It's in Fishtown. I don't know how it's set up, but it's a good like the Center
Sounds
City joint.
international to me.
Bro, it's international fusion, cuz.
I've never had
We got the
matzo.
Jews over
Put it on
here,
the
the
list. Put it on-
Vietnamese
Put
over
it on
here.
the list. Put it on the
I'm
list.
saying.
Put it on the list. I never had matzo. I don't know. I'm unfamiliar.
Matzah's basically like
imagine
cracker.
a saltine and then they suck the flavor out of it.
Yeah, but no. But now check this out. Then they put it in brisket broth, cuz.
Yeah.
So the
It's all
fucking
about the
It's gonna be
broth.
like a sponge.
the bread just takes in all that gooey, yummy. Boy, it's bread that tastes like brisket, cuz.
It's unleavened bread. Yeah,
So what?
unleavened bread. Matzah's
So
unleavened
it's
bread.
just they don't put anything else in. It's just the
No.
broth and the.
Well, I don't know
saltine?
exactly how they make
And the
it.
brisket.
It's
He
legit.
says brisket in
But
there,
it's
And the
this is
brisket.
a brisket. It's called the brisket
Fusion.
matzo
It's a
ball
fusion.
soup at a it's called Chew CHEU, I think, and it's fucking phenomenal. Ooh, banh mi, bro. Speaking of Vietnamese, the banh mi.
A said banh mi.
A put me. I believe A put me D.
Banh mi's a
with
good
banh
sandwich.
mi.
It's a good
And there's that
sandwich.
John on. Ask him where that John's at. 11th and Washington, something like that.
Yeah,
It's some
probably.
ill spot that
Yeah.
got the ill banh mi.
There's a bunch of Vietnamese joints down on Washington.
Yeah,
That's
but there's
where-
one that's like Slamdelphia, and it's that John.
All right. Well,
I had veal parm on there because I think like some real legit, that thin, milky, dead baby cow on that real.
So
and
tender.
I'm talking about, oh my God, kill them motherfuckers, because
With
really,
the wobbly
at
legs
the
and
end of the
whatnot.
day, yeah, when they come out the pussy looking all yummy and shit.
Yeah, I got you.
No,
Got that,
yeah.
got that big floppity cow pussy, baby.
bro, there's nothing like a dead baby.
Oh my God, a dead baby, bro.
Roasted with some sauce.
Because think about
Listen.
dead babies, bro. How many times you had your kid acting real crazy?
And you thought to
I'd like to
yourself,
eat 'em.
like,
Yeah.
I'll make a sandwich out of you.
bro, when you think, not that you make a sandwich out of you, but it's just like that's something that people without kids will be like, I'll be like, oh my God, I love the Casey Anthony to fuck out my daughter right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I would just and she's not doing anything wrong. She's just being a child. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But she won't
they-
shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? It's like 4 days in a row of just listening to this fucking little girl experiencing the world over and over and over again. So just think about how, like, I think about that. Like, when you think about the cow and they think about tortured baby cow or whatever that South
You
Park
think of the
episode,
beauty of your daughter.
I think about the beauty of my daughter and how it would just be so beautiful every once in a while for someone to enjoy that postpartum. You know what I'm saying?
Toss her in an oven.
Toss that. You know
What do you
I'm saying?
think? Like, what's grosser than a dead baby stapled to a tree?
Go ahead.
Are we doing this now?
What's grosser than a pile of dead babies?
2 piles of dead baby?
A pile of dead babies with one trying to eat its way out of the middle. Yeah,
okay.
man.
All
Let
right.
me try the
That's some
tree
fifth
one.
grade shit.
Let me try the tree one correctly now, right?
All right.
What's grosser than 10 dead babies stapled to a tree?
Go ahead.
One dead baby stapled to 10 trees.
If we're gonna end with one, that's the one to end it with. Oh, I got Yuk Gai Jang, which I think is how you call it.
Love that.
Yeah, all right, so it's
One of my favorites.
John, calm down. It's a hot beef soup from Korea that I get all the time when I go to my favorite Korean spot, Miram's.
Oh, I like the beef joint. I don't know if it's Korean. Damn, what's it called? A, you made it. I seen A made it.
Bulgogi.
But yeah.
Oh, the bulgogi.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Cuz.
That's a good
That
one.
is a good one.
Yeah.
Bro, the
That's on my
motherfucker,
list.
bro, the motherfucking Asian motherfuckers out there with them flavors, cuz.
Yeah. They hit you with a bunch of angles.
They know how to do it. I'm talking that legit shit. I got the Mexican joint I got is the chimichangas, because I was in when I was in San Diego, we went like right down to that border of like where Mexico's at, and we were at some ill festival, and there was puppets, and it felt like what I thought
Felt
Mexico.
real Mexican.
It was
Goat
like
cheese.
Because you know how Mexicans love puppets.
When I think of Mexico, bro,
you think puppets.
I think puppets.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, whatever the fuck banging on a trash can. I don't know.
I usually think donkey shows first, but
hairless dogs or something. I don't know. I just saw Coco. I'm working on my Disney raps in a couple for next week. This week, actually Wednesday. All right. Well, Thursday's my birthday, cuz.
All right, you gonna be what, 31 or 30? 31.
Fucking
old. You are.
I'm gonna make it.
True.
We all are. We're getting there.
Yeah.
You're getting there.
I'm getting there.
Welcome.
I'm a little slower than y'all, though. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Nah, at the same rate.
Yeah, but I'm just
30
saying.
was like a prime in my life, man.
Yeah, my 30 sucked.
It was like a second wind.
I had like these last 2 years. I don't know. When I hit 30, I got a morbid depression.
I was hoping at 40 I catch a second wind.
Yeah.
You know, it's not gonna happen.
You're a dad too. I wasn't a dad at 30, so it's a little different.
Yeah, I fucked everything up.
How old's your baby now?
Did.
How old's your baby now?
Mine?
Yeah.
I got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old, and I'm 42.
Nice.
Yeah, that was done right. You did it right.
Is your
Did
5-year-old in
I don't
kindergarten
know.
now?
Well, you
Just
did it.
started.
You did it
Just
better
started,
than
right?
23.
Yeah, so did Sadie.
You imagine?
Yeah, no.
You wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have even been a rapper if you would have done that at
Yeah, what
23.
kids?
That's
I'm
how
like,
much
yeah,
everything
yeah.
would have been ruined.
Nah.
Yeah, you would have ruined everything.
I would have
in your
ruined
life.
their life.
You would have ruined mine.
Right.
Yep.
A is better than ever
You're
at
welcome.
38. I'm with you, A. You're as good as you ever been.
Age is only a number.
As-
You know,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I
yeah.
keep telling these 19-year-old girls on Tinder.
Smart, yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
that works. Are we keeping you out too late?
No.
Okay. No, I mean, listen, I don't,
I'm
you know,
good.
I don't
I'm
know
good.
what your situation is. I don't
John
wanna-
Zap
Oh, I
7.
get- I
Is
get
John
up-
Zap 7 still up?
Yeah, he's
that
out. He's
motherfucker-
out here. What do you got to
Yeah.
tell him?
You
We're still
can't-
jumping
You
in
can't
the
go to
chat.
bed before John Zap 7, dude, because John Zap
Yeah, we're
7.
good.
No, no,
staying up for you.
no. Actually, John Zapp is 41. Barry's 42. So actually, legally, he can go to bed before John Zapp.
But here, John Zapp don't want to listen to Payday, right, on the radio at all. And anytime I ever talk to him about doing the fucking show, he's like, I'm going to bed at 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
all
no.
right?
Zapp apparently is very unhappy with Payday
Yeah.
and his, his performance here at the gig /
I
tool
thought
shed
when I heard about
at
Payday,
7-1 Studios.
before I knew anything about Payday, I thought that was John Zapp's security guard. Like, I didn't know. That was my whole introduction to Payday was like, I don't know if you're a security guard. You know what I mean?
Hey,
It's a little short.
this is Payday sounds like a security guard bull name. You know what I mean?
Security guard is more accurate.
Security Gord.
It's closer to the truth.
Payday
yeah.
Jones, Security Gord. Let's get it hot.
Uh-oh.
Let's
I got to change my list.
get it
What are we listing now?
spicy in here. Have you seen that they're building concentration camps in Australia?
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Payday, you got anything on
On the concentration camps being built in Australia.
The ones that aren't being built at all whatsoever.
I saw them.
No, you didn't.
Absolutely.
You saw pictures that's what you were told, but that's not what that was.
Okay, so you tell us what they are, because they
It de-
sure,
it depends
they sure
on-
shit seemed like a concentration camp.
It depends on which pictures you saw, because there are different pictures going around.
I saw pictures.
Purported to be. Why would they be building concentration camps?
That's what I'm
Bro, they
asking
trying
you.
to kill
No,
us
I'm
all.
asking you. What in
You lucky you got your
Australia's
kid,
Well,
'cause that
here's the
Pfizer
thing.
what in
would've fucked
Australia's
you up.
entire existence and their political landscape would lead you to believe that A, they'd be building them, and B, they'd feel like they have a reason to build them.
Payday, I'm not yelling anymore. I don't know why I'm so low on the board.
Well, I never know. You just might break out.
You
I'll
might,
back up.
You might bust out. Well, first off, Australia was created as one giant labor
Jail.
camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to think that the jail is building a jail inside of the jail is not that
Inception
far-fetched.
jail?
They call it the hole, right? So
Sure.
this is a thing that happens. And I'm not sure. Here's the thing. I don't know why they would be building them.
Okay.
Now, it looks weird to me that this is a thing that's being built. I understand that it's not a concentration camp per se,
Well,
right?
that per se is a big fucking per se.
It's a big per se.
Because a concentration camp only has one purpose and usage. So if it's not a concentration camp per se, it's not a fucking concentration camp at all.
But it kind of, I mean, what are we defining
Here's the
concentration
thing, is
camps
that-
as?
Concentration camp is where you put people that you think need to die because they are of the wrong gender, race, whatever you want to fucking pick.
All right, yeah, but we're in a different time now, though.
Well, this is not a pandemic.
You can't define
this is a
concentration
pandemic
camps
on the
by-
unvaccinated. So we may or may not wind up in a concentration camp.
What do you mean by
A
pandemic?
former
on the
mining
unvaccinated?
camp.
I just
near
the
northern
president
tip
told
of the
us that.
country.
What did he tell you?
He
Howard
said this is a
Springs.
pandemic of the unvaccinated.
Okay. But what do you think that means? Like, what do you take that to mean?
It means that we might end up in a concentration camp.
Why?
It sounds
Go on.
like if you are unvaccinated,
right,
you are now the enemy. Now,
why does it sound like that?
Because because you're saying that. You're saying this is a pandemic of the unvaccinated.
What's a pandemic? What's a pandemic? Slow down. What's a pandemic? What does that mean?
Pay.
I want to work with you on this.
I understand that you're trying to redirect me and slow down my trains of thought so I can't get through it all.
I got to slow you down.
You're fucking doing it. All right?
I got to slow you down because
if
you get to the period in the sentence, I'm going to have 93 things to say at once, and they're not going to all make sense together. So what's a pandemic?
A pandemic is like a situation.
Well, it's more than a situation.
It's a dire situation.
A dire situation where a global outbreak of some sort of disease, syndrome, whatever is breaking out.
Correct.
So if someone says it's a global pandemic of the unvaccinated,
yeah,
right? Do you imagine that as an active or passive thing? Like when it was a global pandemic for everybody, was it somebody's fault that it was a global pandemic for everybody?
No.
Okay. But so
the Chinese.
Well, I mean that's a different conversation.
Yeah.
Let's cut that aside for a second.
We'll leave that.
There's only so much we can work on at once. So why do you think that saying that at this point in time, where the vaccinated people are surviving at a much higher rate than the unvaccinated, someone saying this is a problem for the unvaccinated people, why does that sound like an attack on you?
Well, that's a fair way to examine it.
Okay.
But we've watched the media over this past. Oh, besides the pandemic, right there, this has been a thing that there's this attempt, a successful attempt, at the old first half of the divide and conquer, right?
Okay.
Of trying to pit this side or this view versus this view.
Okay.
This has been drowned down our throats, where we are supposed to think that if you're not thinking the same as I'm thinking, you're the enemy.
Is that not sometimes appropriate thinking? If we're all in a room together, and I don't think
inside of America. That's
hold on.
This is me.
If we're all in a room here, you know who Terrence Howard is, the actor. He was in Hustle and Flow and all that. Okay. He's a little fucking loony, and one of the things he's talked about in several interviews is that multiplication isn't real because he doesn't understand how anything times 0 would equal 0.
He understands how to whoop that trick though.
He does, and he got a Grammy for it too. But
if we're deading what he has to say, then why are we bringing up what he has to say?
I'm trying to make a point here. Okay. So he's got an opinion,
but you keep misdirecting me.
No.
I'm
tying it all together.
Question, because that's what you're doing. That's what we're doing. We're not
tying it all together.
You're not letting me make the points. So now you have to answer what I'm asking you.
You got to finish mine, and then I'll get to you.
I'm going to play the game.
You finish me, and then I'll go to you.
No.
So no, because it's relevant to what you asked me. It's relevant.
All right, I'm going to let you go, but
okay.
let's stop playing the game when it's my turn.
Okay, sure.
Payday's new rap name is Ad Liberal.
So Terrence Howard says multiplication isn't real. That's his opinion, obviously, because he doesn't understand how something times 0 equals 0.
Yeah.
Pretty much the rest of the settled world understands that multiplication is real and how it works and why something times 0 would be 0. So his opinion is invalid. He's allowed to have it, but there's no reason to give it any consideration because the majority of the world has agreed that he's wrong.
Right.
Okay. So this is where I want you to be. There are opinions that are not worth considering because they are not valid.
Correct. Now, there's also been times in recent medical history where we held an opinion that was considered to be right as truth.
Sure.
To later find out what we should have been questioning it all along.
Sure.
Because it's incorrect.
Science is like your list. Science is malleable. Agreed.
It's malleable.
Agreed.
So now you did what you were trying to do, and I forgot where I even started with the conversation.
Well, hold on. Let me. You're talking about validity, right? And how things are valid, right?
Right.
So this is Howard Springs.
So there's a.
Hold on. Let me quote this.
Nope. Let him go. We're not playing the game. Right. We're not doing a game.
Right.
Howard Springs is the name of this place, which is an offshore old mining camp. Okay.
Yeah.
In Australia. Here's their model. If we quantify the risk and we put If we quantify the risk of where we put people, I think Howard Springs is the lowest risk, says Peter Collington, whatever the fuck his name is, a physician and public health expert at, here's who he is, the Australian National University of Cambria. Hotels are 99% effective, and for Australia, that's the problem. They're not 100%. This is a zero tolerance attitude against COVID.
Okay.
So it's taking people away. There's a story here about this guy who talks to his daughter who doesn't even know what fucking time it is. There's no clocks here. They serve them dinner at their doors, and this is, what's the publication here? New York Times, okay? Which you probably trust. I do not, but we'll use this argument for you.
Okay.
But it talks about this guy who says that he doesn't know what day it is, what time it is. His daughter on the phone, his only connection to the outside world is phone calls, where his daughter says it's Saturday and that dinner was being served at 4 o'clock, and he wouldn't have known that otherwise except for the phone call with his daughter, which he had. Now, this might be an extreme instance.
But is that 1% now, right? Now, so now they're getting that 1% at the risk of dehumanization.
Well, I'm saying
it depends. You're leaving a lot out, but keep talking because I'm not allowed to break in and point by point break it down.
No, you can point break it.
Okay.
All right.
So first and foremost, this facility only holds 850 people. Second of all, it's a quarantining facility that they've set up for a couple different reasons, and one of them is for people coming into the country. Their rule is still you have to quarantine for 14 days once you get here before you're allowed to assimilate into the population. And this is a place where they can go and quarantine.
What a better way.
You have to ask to go there. You don't get arrested and dragged there. You say, hey, I don't have somewhere to quarantine, and they go, oh, good news. We've set up a place because we're concerned so much about this fucking thing, and we want to keep living a good life that we're living right now because they don't have masks and they are going to fucking sporting events and they are out in public because they handled this like it was an actual dangerous fucking world-killing thing. So they set up a place and they said, look, if you get here and you didn't set yourself up for quarantine, you still got to quarantine. That's still our rules. So when you left your house to go to Australia, if you were dumb enough not to check what the rules were, that's on you. If you were smart enough to check it but didn't realize that you'd need to make provisions, still on you. So when they get there, they don't go, you know what, get the fuck out. They go, hey, here's an option we can offer you, and in 14 days, just fucking go, because we just need you to clear the tests for 14 days, and then we'll know that you didn't bring your shit in with us. Because regardless of if we agree with the actual origin, we all are aware that the way it fucking spreads is people bringing it to other people. So you certainly, if you're managing it really well, you don't want people flying into your country from countries like the U.S. that aren't managing it very well and bringing that shit to them, because it's wildfire, right? Once it hits, it's fucking wildfire.
What about acclimating these people to the public has anything to do with not having a fucking clock? I mean, I'm just saying that this is a New York Times publication, which I'd assume that you would see as a... No?
I'm looking at pictures of the place, right?
All right.
Is it at all possible? Let me ask you this question.
It looks a lot like Schindler's List to me. It does. I'm not playing. It really does. The pictures, look at this picture. Tell me that doesn't look like they could have shot Schindler's List there. It's a single story, all metal aluminum with nothing but dirt around it. It is in the middle of nowhere. Where this guy...
Where do you want it to be if the objective is to make sure people aren't
somewhere
sick
with a fucking clock. Somewhere with a clock on the wall. Somewhere with a television.
You didn't bring a watch with you?
Listen.
Who said they don't have televisions?
I don't know.
Putts?
No, but
because you're making it up.
No, but I'm just saying this guy doesn't know what fucking time it is. He's depending on a phone call to his daughter where his daughter tells him what day and what time it is.
Or he's lying.
Yell nicely.
He's
lying.
He's lying.
Yes.
The New York Times published
But this is the problem. But wait, no, you can't. But we can't do that because then we can say that you're.
We can talk about it.
Because then we can say the other thing is lying.
No, I'm open to it being true. Show me some evidence, or show me a large cross section of people that have said I've been there and it's horrifying. And
it's a relatively new thing.
And then we'll talk.
I mean, this is the end of
August.
It's
not a relatively new thing.
No,
they've had this facility for quite some time.
Hold on
2017.
Hold on. Zap, we're not talking about kids kept in cages at borders because we all agree on that. We all agree that kids shouldn't be kept in the cage at borders. So that leaves us at 0 and nothing to yell at each other about.
Yeah. I didn't realize this was the yell at each other show, but I'm happy to do it.
I love the spiciness.
I know you do. I wanted to make sure you got it in before we wrapped up, you know?
Yeah.
Which is why I brought up the concentration camps.
But still, the fact
concentration camps you're taken to without your permission, and odds are you're not going to make it out alive. This place is for 14 days to make sure you're not sick, and then you go about your merry fucking way.
Yeah, but they should have clocks.
They should have clocks.
Maybe she didn't. Maybe she's dumb and didn't know where the clocks were.
Maybe
they're upside down because it's Australia.
This was a man.
I thought you said you were talking to her daughter.
He was talking to his daughter. His
I
daughter
consider
knew
anywhere
what time
without
it was.
a clock a concentration camp.
So casinos are concentration camps?
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. I didn't realize that the only qualification was they won't provide the time for you. You have to bring your own timepiece. Okay.
Correct.
Well, never mind then, because then there's a lot of concentration.
Well, I'm saying, bro, at a fucking hotel, there's a clock, there's a TV, there's a mini bar, there's a bunch of shit, and that's 99%.
Here's the thing that comes down to
when you're done, they want you to leave.
Well, what matters?
They want it to be accommodating enough that you can be there for 14 days, but they don't want you to get comfortable.
Here's the reality, right? I brought this up.
Outside of this is like a goddamn jail.
I have zero. Hold on a second, goddamn.
I was just trying to talk about my international food list.
There's a fucking watchtower.
So I gotta push my button so I could talk. Damn it! No, I can't push my button. What's wrong with the fucking goddamn soundboard?
It's the government, dude. They're watching you.
Here's the reality of it, right? Is that I have pretty much zero understanding of what it is.
Right.
Also,
you just wanted to hear us.
I have pretty much zero understanding to care about what it is because it's not Australia.
We are not in Australia. That is true.
However, the other thing is that this is the perfect example of what's working to divide people. Now, Payday and Biz and me and Barry, we're all stronger than fighting here and then hating each other when we leave.
True. Right?
We can fight this out and agree to disagree.
Sure.
Because that's what we do. We've come to that point.
Right.
But I believe from what I've seen and people I've talked to that a majority of the population doesn't have that ability to argue with you or you, walk away and say like, you know what, let him have his opinion. It's not really hurting me. It's not really hurting. We carry on, right? And we can still all be good afterwards.
Okay.
So when these articles like this come up, right, that have this clear division over a certain portion of the population is saying like, oh, this is fucking terrible, they shouldn't do this, and this is why. And the other side says, no, this is okay, and this is why, right? Because, and then it goes to like, well, you're lying, and we really get fucking nowhere. Now, we have to figure out, and I don't think that we're going to be able to figure out the fucking world-solving peace situation here in the fucking tool shed, but we have to figure out how to get to the point where it winds up not dividing us, and we can somehow come to this understanding in the middle, because that's where the truth really lies, is somewhere in the middle, right? We could say like the far liberal or the far conservative, each side can argue the truth till they're fucking blue in the face, but the reality is that somewhere in the middle of the spectrum is where the truth falls. Whether it falls further towards conservatory or further towards liberal, I don't know. But nobody is 100% right in all of these situations, no matter how much they want to fucking argue that. And it's like a perpetuating cycle, right? The more we argue one side or the other, the more we're angry at each other, the more it divides. The more it divides, the further our opinions are apart, the more we argue, the further. And we're in this fucking cycle that at this point feels like that this is like we're on a downward spiral that we're not going to be able to stop.
Right.
You know? And so where we wind up, round and round we go. Where we wind up, nobody knows.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I think if a hotel's at 99%, I think that you stay at a hotel is 99% and not force people into a concentration camp where the prime minister says that there is plans implicated to fast-tracking the vaccine, which I honestly think is the scariest part of that.
Why?
Not even... What?
Why?
Because I don't believe in it.
Why?
Because think about what just came out with this vaccine and related.
The thing you posted yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay, so you take that as like really good information?
But
I don't take it as.
So this is the thing. This is the thing. You're saying he's lying.
No. I'm going to tell him that it is really good information.
Okay.
And I trust the source where it came from. Did you watch the whole thing?
No, it's 8 hours long.
So, no, it's not. It's 8 minutes long. So when you watch the whole thing, I watched it.
It's 8 hours long, bro.
Did you send a different link up there? Because it was like 8 or 9 minutes. But anyway, either way, if you skip to the end, which you didn't do, you said you didn't do it, so fine.
No, yeah.
They explain to you why it's still a much better idea to take the vaccine.
But there's still...
So you're taking that as good information, right? Well, they want you to get the vaccine.
Yeah, but no shit.
What do you mean no shit? But you were bringing it up like, oh, look at these dangers, and they're saying, but the dangers.
My point was you can't fact check something from the thing that's going to fact check shit.
So
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean?
What are the dangers of getting a vaccine against that? I don't understand that.
So what? So he's got something. I think that's the FDA, right?
Yep.
Okay. So he's got the FDA, and they're talking about that the potential side effects exist. There's no arguing that they exist.
Right.
But when you do the math and you say there's a 10% chance that you'll get these side effects versus an unvaccinated person having a 30% chance of dying, let's just say. I'm making up the number, but I'm trying to explain what they're saying. So if those are my two numbers that I'm working with, it's obviously much better to get the vaccine because a 90% chance of doing well is better than a 70% chance of doing well.
All right. So I can't chime in with stuff based on my opinion.
Yeah, no,
knowledge.
this is all about
That's
your
all this
opinion.
is.
I have
It's
my
all about your
I have
opinion,
my
babe.
experience though, but I
Okay.
don't like to do that.
Give
You
it to
can't.
us. Too late.
Nobody knows
Too late.
shit.
Too late. You already told us that you can't, and now you have to. Now you have to.
All right, a month ago, my fully vaccinated fiance got COVID.
Yeah.
Gave it to her non-vaccinated fiance, me. She is a marathon runner, hot yoga, doesn't smoke, eats healthy. I fucking drink Red Bull, eat like shit. I smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day. She was in bed for a week. I was taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
No symptoms. So I don't like. What the fuck is this 30% shit?
Right.
If anybody's going to die, it should have been me.
There's
Right.
no. There's
So,
no.
so this is
well,
the thing.
okay,
Is
go
my
ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
experience.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about what people say. That you know what I mean. Numbers.
No, and that's how I'm running the same thing. Is that
Like, it
I'm
impacts
walking through
people,
the
It
world.
affects people differently.
Of course.
Who the fuck am I to tell somebody they need to get vaccinated or not?
Right.
It's
you
your
get to
choice.
roll your own dice.
It's your choice.
For now.
It's your
Not.
choice.
Not.
Bullshit. She
not,
gave it to
not
me.
for this.
She gave it.
That-
Hang on.
wait,
How the fuck
wait,
you
stop,
figure?
stop,
Why
stop,
not for
stop,
this?
stop for 1 second.
Why not for this?
Wait, stop for
It's
one.
going to affect who it's
Listen.
going to affect, vaccinated or not.
Hold- no.
What's the point of vaccination?
Hold-
not
hold
to
on.
get it?
Hold-
not
no.
to give it?
It's not bulletproof though.
What's the point of it?
To reduce.
She gave it to me.
I understand that.
The fuck is the
Yeah.
point?
Oh, well, okay, so two things.
So what's the point of it?
Two things.
All right, give us a point because
First of all-
from
What's the point of
experience,
it?
you're
I'm
not going to
gonna-
give us
I'm-
anything that's
So you don't
more
catch it and you
bulletproof.
don't give it.
Those yes.
That's the point.
Let's
Don't
see-
it
let's see
fucking
what he got.
fail.
to
Let's see what he got.
Yeah.
Let's see what he got.
Hold on.
Let's see
Failed,
what this way
and
past this
somebody
point.
who's not vaccinated wasn't sick.
Okay, so let's talk
And
about that for a
neither of
second.
my kids got it.
She's vaccinated and she gave it to you, right?
Right.
But she was in bed with no symptoms. Is that what
No,
you said?
in bed
she
with
was the one who was
every
sick. Okay.
symptom.
So the first thing is, no one said if you take the vaccine you'll never get sick from this again in your life. That's never been said. It reduces. It reduces substantially.
False.
No, not false.
Hell.
That the data is
Hell,
there.
I
The
didn't
numbers are-
have it.
I understand
So
that.
why didn't I? Why wasn't
All
I
right,
in bed
well,
sick?
so we'll put it this way.
So we have to
You're-
believe the Tuskegee experiment
So I have to
people
believe
again, and
you.
they're
Yo,
I
Payne's
data.
a big
I have
Tuskegee
to- I
guy,
have
dude.
to-
Loves Tuskegee.
The only thing I have to believe is my experience, and no one can tell me different.
But if you do that,
I don't care.
okay. Well, and that's
No one can
and that's
tell-
your position.
What's your experience with it?
My experience with it is I know people who've died of
You
it,
know people.
and I know people who
I
got
am
sick.
people.
Right? No.
I know people
I'm
that
saying
died from it
firsthand.
too. But who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
If they were vaccinated or not, who knows?
Well, it depends on
Who knows?
What do you mean?
Nobody knows if the vaccination works or not.
we have
No,
substantial.
because
We have
it just-
160 million people in this country who are vaccinated.
Right.
We have a pretty
Right.
good fucking checklist
All
of
right.
how it works. If you
Hell,
if
how
you
you
drive
figure?
drunk,
How's it working?
If you
How's
drive
it working?
very well among
Hell.
the vaccinated,
Hell.
because as they
Hell.
explained at the beginning,
Hell.
this is spreading like wildfire still
Fuck.
through the unvaccinated,
No,
but not
I
the
just
vaccinated.
told you she
Yes.
gave it to
All right.
me.
So
My-
let me ask you
I'm
a
talking off
non-COVID
my
question.
experience.
Let me ask you a non-COVID.
Not
Let
off of
me
what
ask
I'm
you.
reading
Listen, you're-
online.
Let me-
You're doing great,
Right.
but you're
You're-
the
we're
loudness
yelling.
is
We're
fucking
yelling.
is
I'm sorry.
fucking up the
Let me-
edit.
Ooh,
It's
okay.
not, it's
Let
gonna
me
fuck
ask you
up
a
the-
non-
non-COVID.
My
Let me
bad.
ask you a non-COVID question.
Okay.
It's gonna make it a metaphor because he's cornered.
No, I'm not cornered.
I'm just talking of my experience,
I
that's
understand, and I
I-
understand.
it ain't
I
about what
understand
I
why
read
you're
or
doing
what
it.
numbers
You
are
drive
fucking
drunk.
made up.
You drive drunk 5 times in a month, and every time you get home safely, no problems whatsoever. Is now your experience is that driving drunk isn't dangerous, correct? But we're well fucking aware that driving drunk is
That's a
dangerous.
this
It's
is
the
a
same
terrible-
thing.
No, it's
the
not.
same thing. Just
Says
because
you.
you have
Says
evidence.
you.
No.
Yeah,
No,
but
that's a
but
It's
terrible
numbers.
example.
It's numbers.
That's a
it goes
terrible
back to the
example.
It's just
Tuskegee
numbers.
guys.
But the drunk driving compared to not being vaccinated
You're
is a terrible example.
No, it's
of a relation.
it's saying
yours.
that your
No,
personal
it's
experience
saying-
trumps what every piece of data says.
What data?
What do you mean with data?
What is the data saying?
But you
It's
have
saying-
to believe the
it's
source.
it's saying
You have
that-
to believe the source of the data and trust that
True.
source
so
is
You're
doing
saying
what's
that the
best
data
in
is
your
saying
interest, and
non-vaccinated
that source.
people are giving it to vaccinated people.
It's a
No,
source that has never
I didn't
had
say
your
that.
best
Saying-
interest
you're
in
saying
mind.
that vaccinated people are not spreading it.
No.
So what is the point of the
To
vaccination?
significantly reduce COVID's existence, so
but
that we
doesn't
can get
make
back
any
to
sense.
normal.
That
Sure it
makes
does.
zero
No,
sense.
That's how every other vaccine
wait,
works.
all right.
Why does it suddenly not make sense
this
now?
Isn't every other
I'm about to
vaccine.
shut
Yes, it
everybody's
is.
goddamn mic off.
Protein based like polio shit.
This
No.
is
What is
better. This is better because it
How?
leaves your system
It's
faster.
brand new. You
Yeah,
don't
but
know
It's
here-
not brand new. It's been around since the 80s.
Here's the
No,
thing,
it
though.
hasn't.
Here's the
Yes, it
thing.
has.
That makes
RNA?
Yes, mRNA has been
I
researched
know.
since the
What are the
80s.
big ones, though? What are the
I
big
know that
mRNA?
you want to believe what you're being told by the
The world. No, I don't have to.
By
I
the
don't have to
government
listen to.
and by the powers that be.
And I respect that.
But
I
listen,
don't have to
but
listen
here's
to
the
any
thing.
government to have this information.
You're right.
There's plenty
But
of
also,
not government saying this.
You have to also understand how looking at this makes zero sense.
How?
That we're saying that it's supposed to significantly reduce it,
Right.
but we're looking at a case right here that it didn't do a goddamn thing for.
It made
where
the
she
healthier-
was
it made
vaccinated.
the healthier person sicker.
What does significantly reduce mean?
What do you
It
mean?
doesn't
tell
mean,
me.
It doesn't mean eliminate. No one said
it's gonna affect who
there's
it's gonna affect
there's
differently.
no one
But how
there's
do we,
no one saying
But
that
if
if you
it's-
take the vaccine, you are 100% guaranteed to be safe, and everyone around you is 100% guaranteed to be safe. They're saying something more along the lines of you're rolling the dice, but you can drop your odds way, way, way fucking lower on both accounts if you take the vaccine. And if everyone drops their odds at the same time, we can get the fuck out of this. That's the point. There is no one of any reputable source that is saying, listen, take the vaccine and it's like wearing a bulletproof vest. But fuck it. Even with a bulletproof vest on, you can still get shot in the head and die. It's just more protection.
so let me go out like a goddamn gangster, roll dog, son.
Yeah,
So
but-
then don't wear the vest.
I'm not wearing a vest, especially at this point because it's a point of principle that they keep.
What's the
giving
principle?
Me, they keep. The principle is that the story switches to
What
something
story
new
switched?
every month.
What story switched?
It was 14 days to curve it.
Right.
It was
And what happened?
7
What happened
months.
after the 14 days?
We're done with it. We're
Okay.
done with it.
All right.
We're done with it because we can't do an hour at the end of every episode
My
fighting about
apologies
the
for
vaccine.
yelling. I
You're
can
good.
hardly hear
You're
myself,
good.
so I
You're
didn't know.
good.
I was-
You're good,
That's
man.
fine.
You're good.
We're all good.
Listen, if you
There's not a crazy history of mRNA vaccines, though.
There's
like,
not.
No, there's not, but there's a good history of research that shows that there
you just said
guess.
there was plenty of history on it.
Yeah,
But-
I said it since the 80s. That doesn't mean it's since
Well,
the
no,
50s.
it was
polio took
Research
15
and
years to get
experience
to
is
this.
discovered in
That's the whole point.
1960 was mRNA,
Okay.
and in 1990, so 1985, they started doing synthetic
Okay.
mRNA in labs.
So that's 85. So I said the
Sounds
80s.
Okay, so
Yeah.
in 1990, it looks like 6 here because it's all on a graph.
Okay.
The first mRNA vaccines tested for influenza in mice.
Okay.
And then
So they're doing their research in the 90s, right?
So this is now 1997 into 2000. The biosciences, Merix, later known as Argos, then Calmumet. It's always good
All right,
that
it's
in
super exciting here.
In 3 fucking years, no, listen, because they changed their name and then they changed it again to CureVac, and then later
So
to
there's-
Moderna.
There's reasons for that.
Oh, Moderna.
But
Of
what?
course. What reasons do you believe?
The patent laws say that you can't name your thing until it clears
See,
FDA.
here's the thing, and me
Like, we can-
and Biz discussed this also
I'm
outside,
sure.
right? Is that we don't think you're above lying to prove your point. So
But you
and
have
you could tell
all
us
the-
anything, and you know I'm not going to research a goddamn
Right.
thing. So I have to take your word at face value,
Okay.
which usually I do. I don't usually think you're lying,
But do I present myself as trustworthy and well thought out?
you present yourself as somebody who believes the numbers that
Do
the
I present
Tuskegee
myself-
guys are giving you.
do I present myself as
present yourself
trustworthy?
as a guy who loves the Tuskegee people.
Yeah,
Do you
you're
know
a
what the
big
Tuskegee
Tuskegee guy.
experiment was?
So if you were a
I
black
forget. I
dude
learned
between
about it before.
1937 and 1971, and I think there was like 400 men that were, I think basically what it was is that they
You're
shot
staying
them.
for the troll, though, Zap. You said you were
Syphilis,
leaving,
right?
and you're
It was
staying
like-
for
it
the
was
troll,
untreated
Daddy. So it's
syphilis
working.
over like 40 years in the black male in Alabama.
Oh.
And Payday fucking loves
the Tuskegee
experiment.
He's into it.
I don't recall
You thought
saying
it
that,
was
but I'm
just
sure we
great.
could pull
No,
that from the
Here's
show
all
somewhere.
right, all right.
It's
Look,
written
we're
in
gonna
Chinese
we're gonna
on your
wrap
leg.
this up. We're
Yeah,
gonna
that's
wrap
fine.
it up. We're
That's
gonna
fine.
wrap it up. We're
Wind
gonna
it
wrap it up.
down.
What it comes down to is right. is that there's two flaws in Payday, you being able to argue all the facts that you have
Right.
against the three of us or people who are in our shoes.
Sure.
And those two flaws are that people generally believe what they see with their own eyes over what they hear or what's told to them, which is in Barry's case.
Which is bad business.
I'm just telling you what is
I understand
general.
that. I understand. But it's bad
Let
business.
me wrap it up.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
Stop with the. Let's
Sorry.
not. We're done arguing.
Sorry.
I know
Right.
you want to
Gotcha.
win. I know.
It's got nothing to do with winning.
Who
It's got
gives
You
a
win.
Get out of
fuck?
this.
You won. I'm
No,
gonna get
who
the
gives a
vaccine
fuck?
tomorrow. I'm gonna get the
Who
vaccine
gives a
tomorrow.
I'm gonna get
fuck?
all three.
Everybody-
Facebook says you
everybody's
already
gonna
got it. You
die
can't get it
anyway.
again.
Who gives a fuck?
I got 3 vaccines.
All right. You're set
I got
then.
all 3. I got
You're just like-
Moderna.
that's what
I
Blake
got
said to do.
Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson because
Yeah.
Blake told me to do it.
Yeah.
I gotta get both.
Pfizer. I got Pfizer, and Modonston. I got Modelo in the fridge. Anybody want one?
Sounds delightful. That's
So
international
people
beer.
believe what they see over what they hear. Whether
Moderna,
it's
that's
bad
the lady
business.
married the guy
Right,
Ritchie,
that,
right?
That is
Yeah.
bad business in most cases. I believe that.
Yeah, but
I'm-
also it's reality.
Sure. I live in a bubble. I tend to not give a fuck about too much. And
I
that's
understand.
That's a problem too. I understand that. But that's I'm going to die anyway. So whatever.
I'm with you, Daddy.
I don't give a fuck. And I don't
Secondarily,
mean to kill you or anybody else.
But that.
But you're going to die too. So
Sure. Absolutely.
Listen,
I'm looking forward to it.
We're in
yeah,
the field,
I mean,
bro.
Barry, I'm on the same page, man. This shit is all written out before we got here, so it's
the
in
best of
God's
it.
book when we're supposed to die, whether that be a COVID or something else.
I don't know.
Or
Secondarily,
untreated syphilis
Yeah.
between 1937 and 1971 if you're a Negro male in fucking Alabama. You know
yeah.
what I'm talking
So
about?
secondarily, and then secondarily, that's the other thing that stops Payday's side from convincing our side of this argument is that people have a hesitancy to believe what the government is telling them, and you're not
So-
going to be.
Wait.
We're not doing it right now.
I just wanna
Hey,
ask- I
shut
promise-
your mic off.
I promise. I promise I won't go any further than this. I just want
All
to.
right, I'm not going to address it. I'm
wanna-
going to let you say whatever you
I
want.
want to. I know. I want to ask a broad statement.
We're not going to answer it, but go ahead.
I'll answer it.
I'll try.
I'm
'Cause it's
pumped.
over.
So, for argument's sake,
I'm here for this.
you're saying that the government and the science that's out there are not trustworthy because the sources are nefarious because they've done nefarious things in the past, right? That's
Correct.
okay. So, if I make
Pharmaceutical.
an argument,
Media.
They locked me up
Well-
for 3 years on a 3-month bid. I mean,
that's the cops, not the fucking
it's
science.
all,
world.
they're all together, baby.
You ain't lying, bro.
So,
I mean-
so hold on. So your opinion is that this is the case. Like these people are not trustworthy because they've done some shitty shit in the past.
Yeah.
They're making a statement. You don't believe them, but this means you need to have a counter to their statement. Where are you getting your counter from?
Right here in my nuts,
Okay.
Daddy.
So,
Fuck y'all.
So that's the answer then. You want to know why the division exists? That's
Yeah.
the answer. One group of people says, here's a stack of information that says X, Y, and Z, regardless of what it is. Forget COVID.
And one
regardless
group
of
of-
what and the other
and-
gust says my nutsack.
Listen,
How are we supposed to exist?
In the reality, my info, and I've told you this time and time again, I've been running the streets for the past 18 months,
Right.
unvaxxed, antibacterialized, unmasked,
Out here.
dick out,
Sure.
public every
Right.
day, people's
Touching hands.
houses,
Understood.
shaking hands, kissing babies,
Okay.
all that.
Cough in my mouth.
I haven't
Russian bitch.
seen nothing pandemic-ish in front of me, and I haven't felt nothing pandemic-ish.
So
I am believing what's happening as I walk through life.
You ever met anyone from Idaho,
Yeah,
Iowa?
probably not.
So Iowa doesn't exist then? You've never experienced it, so it's not real?
It might not.
Okay.
It's not real to me.
As long as you're consistent, I'm good with it.
Yeah, look, if I found out that Iowa was a scam and the government had been telling us that
Right.
it existed the
Yeah.
whole time,
For
I'm
real.
not going to be
I
surprised.
believe it.
I believe
Yeah,
that.
because, bro,
And so all the people from Iowa are in on it as well?
Who's from Iowa?
It's
You know
quite
someone from
possible.
Iowa?
The entire Iowa
I don't know
Hawkeye
any of them.
team?
They ain't real.
It's quite possible.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Listen, I
the
love
fucking
the
government.
consistency.
Bro, look at 9/11, bro. Like, no,
man,
I'm just saying.
on,
I'm not trying to go all crazy.
No,
but I'm
Word up.
saying,
but here
You
comes
are.
conspiracy theory number 2.
No,
but
I
here
don't want
comes
to talk
Tower
conspiracy.
7.
Right.
Tower 7 is a good, bro. We're supposed to believe these motherfuckers with anything, bro. We're supposed to believe the media with anything. We're supposed to believe motherfucking motherfucking Columbine started with the fucking pharmaceutical industry.
If you constantly decide that no one is trustworthy, how are you figuring anything out? I am sure, knowing you for this whole time, that you yourself are not fucking a scientist. So at the point at which you distrust every fucking source, where are you getting your information?
Bro, there's people that are.
Where are you getting your information?
There's people out there with degrees that are making counter arguments to these arguments,
and they get listened to and they get looked at.
So,
just like there are people trying to pretend like we're not currently looking into ivermectin.
Bro, if there is a whore who said Kobe Bryant raped her, but she had been a whore her whole life,
they still look into it, don't they?
but the motherfucking bitch loses credibility.
All right. You can't.
That's a shitty thing to say.
We're wilding.
What?
And the baby
Just because
sleep
she's the way
downstairs.
she is
We're
means she
extra
deserves to get
wildin'.
raped, or
No,
she's just
I'm-
lying about
I
it?
think she's lying about it. I'm saying the
James Orr.
credibility
But you'd still want to look
Everybody's
into
mic.
it, right?
Shut everybody's mic off.
Look
James
into
Orr.
it. I'm just
Mute
saying
it
you
and play
lose
the music.
credibility when you lie over and
James
over again.
Orth, we do a part 2 every week. We're here Fridays. Biz isn't here Friday. It's usually me, Payday, sometimes a guest. We'll be back here Monday. Is James Orth one of your guys?
Yeah.
So follow me, Sean Cove. Shoot me a
That's Capo's young buck.
shoot me a friend, John, and I'll accept it. And you can check us out every week. We're here on Monday nights, and we got another show on Fridays. And
it
we
gets
usually do it a
spicy.
little bit bigger. But the problem is we're running into some technical difficulties. But you can
And
definitely find us on Facebook.
And make
So-
sure you go on to YouTube and Twitch and watch the full stream.
Here's the other
live
thing.
with all the video and
Zap,
everything.
Zap said he wants parts on Friday. There's no way that I'm letting the two of you come in and gang up on me. This is my crib.
Yeah.
I created
Tell
this
them to
thing.
come in on a Monday.
I get
Pick
to
your
control
tag-
the narrative.
Pick your tag team partner. Let's go.
I get to control the narrative. So if you've made it this far,
God bless.
God, if you've made it this far,
No, God bless.
you're,
He's a good man, actually.
you know what I mean? If he made it this far, he's a good man, actually. We appreciate, the chat has been jumping. We appreciate you guys chatting it up and fucking talking your shit in the chat and chiming in with a couple
Hanging
things.
the fuck out.
Y'all been hanging tough tonight, and we know it's because of the bull best kept.
No question.
In the building.
I would love to.
There's no way to argue against that.
No, I would absolutely love to thank you for coming out.
My pleasure.
Very
And-
nice to see you.
And I
again.
hope that you were pleasantly surprised with what you
How
encountered here
violent it
today.
got. Yeah.
Yeah, I told myself I wasn't going to get hype, I wasn't going to yell, but it happened.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be
It's all
him, not
good.
you.
It happens.
It's all good. It's all
No,
good. We
no.
like that shit.
Yeah.
And we touched on 100 different things, which is, phenomenal. And as always, we ended it on the vaccine.
Yeah.
In perfect
Which
toolshed fashion.
I keep saying we shouldn't do, but here we are every
I keep
time.
trying not to, and then it
Well,
keeps
I'm sure-
coming.
And then
There's
somebody
way-
keeps bringing it up.
There's
I
way more.
didn't-
I don't think
I
I brought it
didn't.
up. Sean brought it up this week.
I brought up the
Okay.
concentration
And last
camp.
week we lost it. So it's good that we touch back on it. And I never go and research some shit. So we'll find some other liberal agenda, nonsensical bullshit that we can talk about next weekend that won't be the vaccine. And we can
You can
gang
talk
up
about
on Payday
whatever you
again.
want, Biz.
No, you bring
Next
John
week-
Zapp. You can be his
listen.
bodyguard, and we'll gang up on you fucking transgender
Next week we're talking
rights
about
motherfuckers.
Kamala versus Nicki Minaj next
Kamala
week.
versus Nicki Minaj. I
That
think
heavy-
Nicki got her easy.
That heavyweight bout. So
I don't know
listen,
if there's a more evil woman in the world though.
no,
Wrong.
there's not. She's disgusting.
Then Kamala or Nikki?
Come on, both.
Okay.
Well, I
Either
did
or.
both
I
for the
just
soundbite.
I just want to see where you stood.
Yeah.
I think Nicki's probably less evil, but also
You know, Kamala
she's-
reminds me
she's
of the
still-
bitch from Power Rangers. You know what I'm talking about?
Kimberly.
Payday. You know what I'm
No,
talking about?
Kimberly's the
The
Pink Ranger.
lady with the big hat.
I don't.
Oh yeah,
big
yeah,
horns.
yeah.
That's Kamala.
Yeah. Okay,
All right.
we're gonna find out her name next week, and we'll bring it to you guys live.
I just wanted to talk about sushi and gyros. I don't know what
Hey,
happened
man,
here.
I'm sorry.
It got
dude.
out of hand.
Behind me, you
all
heard
right,
me?
so I'm gonna go downstairs and get yelled at for Biz screaming all over the microphone
Hey,
and
listen,
waking up the baby.
I
Barry,
just wanted my legacy to be like Master Aces. That's
Barry
all.
yelled
And I don't
too,
know.
man.
It all went sideways.
she knew what she was getting into when she married you. You know
But
what
here's
I'm
the
saying?
thing. All right. Anybody who tuned in, we highly appreciate it. You could check us out. We got a whole bunch of backlogged episodes on YouTube.
Yeah.
Some of them, like we said, we were having some technical difficulties. So the last 2 episodes, I should probably yank them down. But,
Not yet.
go check through them. We got audio on iTunes and Spotify. So you can check us out, anywhere that you listen to a podcast. And you can always check us out back here on Mondays for the Tool Shed and Fridays
Shed.
for the gig. This is the Tool Shed, a couple of fucking tools in a shed, talking our shit, and we out of here.
Peace.
With Vietnamese mobsters, no photo options. I don't got my bread up. You see the way that my account is set up? Let up on that pressure, that tissue will turn soft. Hard body, hard mind, and mind does not turn off. It is I jerk off, Mr. Hatter at first call, at birth crawl, feet first through dirt walls, and wading shit to my ankles. Yo, monogram, I wait for shit.